speaker test for y'all at home.
Yep.
Reading this live stream.
Yep. How are your tweeters?
I'm more concerned about their woofers, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Tweet.
How are your tweeters? Hey.
Hey, sorry.
There it is.
The internet is so fast now. I can't even catch up to the pausing. Future's so bright. I gotta wear shades.
Wait.
Tweet.
They don't love you like I love you. Wait.
Yeah.
They don't love you like I love you.
Hey, there's a tweet. Oh, there's a tweet. Look at that tweet. That's a great tweet. I don't want to reply. I fucking
Don't reply to the
retweeted that
tweet.
shit.
They don't love you like I love you. Wait.
Taint? They
Yes.
don't scrub you like
They
you
don't
scrub
scrub
you.
you like I scrub you.
Wow. What the fuck?
What?
You guys.
Well, he just went and it made me think of a.
Yeah.
Little barbarian bros.
One of the Barbarian brothers died.
Yeah.
What?
Opposite of the coronavirus.
Christ.
No,
Good.
I don't think so.
Guess.
Why am I laughing?
Stop laughing. I don't know. Trying to be sincere, and you're laughing. Trying to pay tribute to
because the-
whichever Barbarian brother died.
It's because the president of Ireland saying coronavirus is hilarious. He's
pretty
a
good.
wee little fella.
He is.
He's adorable.
He's cute.
The
Just wanna-
Barbarian Brothers were kind of large. Did he shrink?
No, the president of Ireland, I meant, is a wee little fella.
Oh.
Michael Higgins. Hi, Leola. How are you? I hope you are well.
Hey guys.
Hashtag. Hey, guys.
Is that how the kids do it?
No. Yes. That's how the kids do it. Right there.
That's what I thought.
That's it.
Yep.
You nailed it, Chuck.
Scissoring. What?
Post it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, what's wrong with you?
That's a sweet hashtag.
I think the kids say "Dad hash." I don't.
They do not.
They don't. I'm so out of touch with the kids.
Incorrect.
I need to continue to remain out of touch with the kids and the olds.
Yeah.
They're the most
Just-
vulnerable ones.
Just stay in your own age group because both of them are in trouble.
Let's just play a little ditty.
Little dilly about breaking and dance.
No, that does nothing. That should really change the pitch more than it does, but it doesn't. The springs do nothing.
Well, it's already so, it's such a
It's so
long,
tight.
such a long spring.
Mine's out of tune.
Yeah. I don't remember Groundhog Day, so I couldn't tell you how long the spring was.
Hey guys.
Hey. What are you showing now?
It was a flying thing.
Same bug,
Oh,
I
the same
think.
bug thing.
Yeah.
Wait, they don't love you like I love
So,
you. Wait,
Yeah.
can you feel the love tonight? I don't know.
you feel the love tonight?
Are you going to be stuck in that the whole time?
Tonight.
It's working for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are, ready to podcast.
So, how's everybody? Nice and safe, I hope.
Yep.
Sure, why not? I don't know.
Y'all quarantined? No. No touching.
This is in your general area.
No. Distance.
You are not distancing.
You're pushing the coronavirus
I
towards
don't
me.
really have a choice here. I don't have a lot of table.
Well,
you
you
could
d-
you could not reach your hand out to it.
Yeah.
Ow.
Hands
Touching hands.
washing hands.
Right.
Reaching out,
Not touching
Not
you.
touching
not
me.
touching you.
I never watched it. I just assumed that's what they did. Because, low-hanging fruit.
Hey, he's a musical genius.
That had nothing to do with Neil Diamond. I was talking about the Weird Al-ing of his song for washing hands.
Oh, no, he put one out.
Okay.
He did it.
Still low-hanging fruit.
But it's his low hanging.
Hey, you see, only this time we say Christmas.
So,
Yeah.
how's was weekends for everyone?
This is super duper.
Cool.
That's a lie. Weekend sucked. But, you never say negative things online.
Got to see my
That's what I heard.
friends, but I had to stay far away from them. Had to distance myself.
That look was worth it.
Went for a hike.
You went for a hike
Yeah.
Yes.
Up in the
around your
mountains?
house?
No, Guanatolomatu Marine
Goes
Guanatolomatu Marine Estuary Research Center.
What's that little bug?
Hoo-yah! I missed two.
God damn it.
We are awful at this.
We're going to destroy this studio trying to get this bug.
There's a fly. You don't understand. It can contaminate the entire cast.
Right.
Right. One fly lands in my nostril and then lands in Chuck's mouth, and then
Yeah,
Chuck goes, ugh, patooey,
It's
and
the
spits
corona
it on
fly.
I
Harlow.
do. I've been known to go, ugh, patooey.
Patooey. Patooey.
I turned away. Which one of you said that? Because it's such a Chuck thing to say.
What?
Patooey.
He said that I would say it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I said it twice. He said it once.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought Chuck said it
So
three times.
statistically, I'm more likely to say patooey.
Joyous Patooey to you as well.
Patooey.
That's the capital of Wales, right?
Yeah.
Patooey.
So, for context, for everyone,
There's no context for our
No,
insanity.
it's total context.
we're talking about the coronavirus.
We're talking about it.
And,
We'd like to hear your emails and phone calls about it.
right, I brought up the subject that the president of Ireland, Michael Higgins, pronounces coronavirus in a very amusing way. So I had to play the video for him.
He was in Best in Show.
Wait, the president of Ireland? Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm looking that up. Are
Okay.
you lying to me?
Yes.
Go right
Yes,
ahead.
he
Chuck,
is.
you lie to me a lot.
I would never.
There's a Higgins that's in Best in Show, but it's not that guy. Oh, he was in Magnum PI.
I believe it's John Michael Higgins who was in all the Christopher Guest movies.
John Michael Higgins. So I've been doing my coronavirus impression of Michael Higgins.
He's been doing it for half an hour.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's never going to stop.
So you're going
John
to hear it
Michael Higgins.
in this episode, and it's not going to make any sense because none of these fine boys are Irish.
We don't know. Now, one guy could be Irish. That's why we couldn't understand him. Irish.
No. Of all the accents I don't understand, Irish is not one of them.
Oh.
That man's accent was space.
When you said these fine boys, I thought you were talking about us.
No.
We are fine boys.
No, I'm talking about the fine boys in the motion picture that we watched this evening.
The fine boys who also deliver sometimes.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Do
boy,
they.
do they. All right, let's do this thing, I guess.
You want
guess.
I
to?
don't know.
I feel super low energy. Maybe I'm dying along with Harlow.
Cool.
That's great. Come here, you.
You missed, and you threw that bug right at me.
I did not.
You
I did
did.
not.
I got one.
Hey!
He landed. I fucked him up.
Mazel tov.
Right on.
All right. Let's do this.
All right.
All right, welcome to the Bamfcast.
Hey! Bamcast.
Babcat.
Episode 502?
Two?
Two.
Episode 2, Season 3.
502, yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
E2, S3.
Yeah, at 2 Brute.
E3, S2.
I am Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I am Chuck.
And Mackie's not with us this week. He is staying home. Mm-hmm. He is not in a poorly way. He is just staying home for his family's
Preventative.
protection. Yeah.
We might hear from him later.
Maybe. If
All
we can make
depends.
technology happen.
Sure.
But what we do each and every episode of this here Bamfcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half. then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1-5 Jacksons and Robot Jocks.
Robot
Robot
Jocks.
Jocks.
Oh, it's a sad Robot Jocks day.
Yes, it is. However, there are bad movies. So stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1-5 bags and giant bags of trash in which they belong.
Ooh.
Gross. Bags.
Quack.
You know who delivers bags?
Is it Delivery Boys?
It is.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing 1985's Delivery Boys. It's a movie by definition.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Would you mind reading a plot summary for us after Chuck makes some point?
I just want to say my logic for this was that we had it.
Oh, great. Good job. Good fucking job, Chuck. We had it.
And we now live in a world where delivery people are very important. So I thought, that's timely.
Well said.
That is the insight into how we watch our movies. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
It's our Death Stranding future.
Yes.
Of
Right.
you can't go out of your house anymore.
This is
so-
a prequel to that.
Right.
We could see what the delivery boys were up to before it was dire out there,
Right.
when they could just
And also before Uber Eats and
right.
Postmates. DoorDash.
Right.
More like DorkDash, am I right?
Totally. Do you want a plot summary? It's
Yeah,
a quick one. I
would
don't.
you-
all
would
we
you-
have is a weird rambling one that we stole part of for. No, we stole part of that. But
Yeah, we stole the box art.
whatever. I'm just
Please
gonna. I'm gonna
read
read.
us a plot
I'm gonna
summary
read
from
a
the
sentence, a select
A
sentence
sentence?
from this long and rambling plot summary.
I hope you can get through the grammar.
A gang of boys under the Brooklyn Bridge are united by their common interest in breakdancing.
I mean, that is in some ways accurate.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, this rambling thing on IMDb could have been broken down into a single sentence containing all of the factual information. It is not, however.
This whole movie could be broken down into a single sentence.
Yeah, there's breakdancing.
There is.
Anyway, let's rate it.
No.
Oh.
We have business first.
Okay, we have.
So surprisingly, there are two Bamcast alums in this movie.
There are. Who is
considering
the other one?
that this movie is filled with nothing but breakdancers and not actors. But so first of all, Nelson Vasquez, who played the elderly breakdancer who had the drinking problem.
Elderly. He
Yes.
was like 23.
He was in both Street Hunter and Money Train.
Oh, Money
Oh,
Train.
Money Train.
Right.
That had that Shaggy song.
It did.
Not that Shaggy song. Well, not that one either.
Oh,
It was the one called Money Train.
right. Money Train. Train's coming to get you. And then, surprisingly, Mario Van Peebles is in this. Early in his career,
Yeah.
he'd taken whatever roles he could get. He was a year away from rapping. So he was also in later Jaws the Revenge, Gunman, Judgment Day, and the extra movie Last Resort.
Gunman.
Gunman.
Men of Gun. Mario Van Peebles.
Yep. He's an actor.
Indeed.
Accurate.
Also, just a quick note about the writer-director of this film, Ken Handler. He is the son of the people who created Mattel and the Barbie doll,
Oh, yeah. Ruth Handler.
and the Ken doll is named after him.
Yeah, not at all creepy at all.
And he used his fortune to make Delivery Boys.
Well, what a fantastic use of his money.
Hey, you do what you know.
Nothing? I mean, I work, Chuck. I know nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this movie is a thing.
Yeah. The rest of the plot, because if there is one, can be summed up in a sentence or two. I'll just go ahead and get through it, and then we will talk about the escapades that happen along the way.
Okay, good.
This is your standard. There are now two groups of breakdancing crews. It has been somehow eliminated in scenes that were not contained in this movie.
No, we're at the finals.
Yeah, we're at the finals of this breakdancing competition. It's the Delivery Boys versus the Devil Dogs.
Devil Dogs.
Devil Dogs.
The delicious cream-filled Devil Dogs.
And Mario Van Peebles is the leader of the Devil Dogs.
Sponsor.
Leader slash
Advocate.
hype man.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
Spider.
He is Spider, and he has a semi-Jamaican accent for some strange reason.
Because acting.
Jamaican accent. Eh?
Yeah. And the delivery boys are also, in fact, delivery boys, mostly at this pizza shop, but not all of them.
3 of them, I think.
3 or 4, maybe 5.
A couple more work
Yeah.
there in some capacity. They all
just kind of hang out at this weird pizza place,
but they live in what appears to be a church that is unguarded. Like there is no one there to shoo them out, because the opening scene under the credits is them just breakdancing in a church. And you're like, well, when is the feisty old priest come out and go, hey, you breakdancers, get out of here?
Do they live in a church? Do they live anywhere?
They live underneath the church, because there is one scene where one of them
Continue.
goes upstairs and goes and prays to God, and they kind of follow him. They live underneath this church. In the church,
It seems like
basement.
they've found an abandoned building that happens to be a church.
So they live in the rec center.
Yeah.
In the church's rec center.
Sure.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
But they're not trying to save it necessarily.
No,
No,
there
they're
is
not.
no saving whatsoever.
No,
The-
I mean, there's money
there's a
involved.
goal.
Yeah.
but it's a $10,000 grand prize to win the breakdancing.
But it
competition.
seems like it's more about the street cred than the money, because, I mean, since you have 47 people in your crew, it's not the $10,000 isn't going to go very far.
There's a lot of talk of making it.
Sure.
Like
somebody does say, like, I was going to get educated on that. It's like, out of your $132 that you're going to get out of this?
Yeah, because it's a dance troupe of 20 people, and they have to split $10,000.
Well, they're realistically like, okay, we joke that there are 47,000 people in this dance crew, but there are probably 10. You could get a college education for like $1,000 in 1985, right?
Not after
No.
taxes.
You can buy a house.
It's not that generous.
No, they have a free church. Like what? They're all totally fine, just kind of hanging out there and lifting weights and
Yeah.
dancing.
But that's their plan. Somewhat told along the way, poorly. But Mario Van Peebles' Spider comes along and is like, "Hey, I don't want you entering the breakdance competition."
He goes to, I don't know what Judy, is that her name? She works at the Pizza Shack.
Angelina.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's just like, I'm going to.
You got to make sure the delivery boys don't enter.
Right, because here's what happened to last year's winners, the top dogs, or I don't know,
sure.
whoever the hell they were.
King
The
shits.
big guys.
Yeah, he
Something like that.
He puts out like a promotional photo of them, and then he pulls out 3 shrunken heads, and is like, huh? And then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, and then pulls out 3 shrunken dicks.
And places them appropriately on the picture where they more or less should be, I guess.
Yeah,
And it's just like, get the picture. And she's like, okay, I'll take care of it. I'll make sure they can't make it.
we also look. We did not describe Mario Van Peebles properly, aside from
God,
the
how can you?
semi-Jamaican accent. He is dressed like a super '80s Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
He has
Okay.
he has 2 silver. His front 2 teeth are silver.
It looks like aluminum foil.
Maybe, I don't know, but it's affecting his speech for certain.
No, that was just his bad attempt at an accent.
No, he's
I
good
know.
at this accent. I believe he did this accent in Jaws: The Revenge. But so there's that, and he's got 2 henchmen, 2 yes men who are always just doing things. One is dressed like an 80s steampunk guy, and the other is just an explosion of colors and scarves, basically. Every time they are in a scene, it is the funniest shit. Just looking at them, you're like, what on earth? Like, like how are they walking around New York City?
It's 1985. That's how they're walking around New York City.
I guess. The delivery boys also have matching vests. All
Yeah,
of them.
they're all
jean jacket
denim
vests,
vests,
yeah.
and they've all got like a handkerchief sewn into the armhole. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Code.
Sure. And they've all got their names embroidered on the
Yes.
the breast pocket
And they
area.
have a sweet logo on the back.
They have a sweet logo on the back.
Yep.
But yeah, I wasn't going to get into the minutia of every scene. I was just going to go through the plot.
I
That-
wanted.
yes.
Mario
Okay.
Van Peebles
We're
is the best
setting-
thing about this
I
movie.
know, I'm just saying, the rest of the plot is that it's essentially they need to get to the dance competition, and their own person, kind of their Mario Van Peebles, the lady who runs this pizza shop, I guess,
yeah.
sends them on stupid deliveries that are going to fuck with them.
Right. It's going
And
to keep
then-
them out of the
And
competition.
then, spoilers, they make it to the competition.
What?
And
And then they
Who
win.
would have
and then
thought?
they win the competition.
They do, yeah.
But that's basically the plot. I mean, this is a 90-minute movie where that's essentially the plot. It is just...
Well, it's an 80-minute movie with a 10-minute ballad at the end of it.
Okay, fair enough. But yes, I mean, that's all the plot that's in this movie. There's
Oh yeah, that's it.
the spider, like he's not really the villain, other than the one threat. Their biggest villain is their own person, and the obstacles that she sends them into. I mean, granted, it's at his direction, but by the end of the movie, they're just like, you.
It's breakdancing.
But I mean,
It's all good fun.
She's never like, has any come up? I'm just saying, there is
No.
no story structure whatsoever. to
Because
this
her
movie.
rationale is, if I didn't do this, he would have killed you with
Sure.
breakdancing or something. I don't
With
know.
shrunken heads
Yeah.
and shrunken wieners.
Right.
But yes, that's essentially the plot of the movie. Now we can talk about their crazy outfits and the crazy escapades that they send them on, because there is a lot of breakdancing montages, not even montages, just full-on scenes of like, watch these guys. And
Now let's breakdance.
I'm sorry, I got to say it. Like, we've seen Breakin' and Breakin' 2, and even Rappin' had breakdancing in it.
We know a little something about breakdancing.
They're not good at it.
They're okay. They're way better than any of us.
They're way better than I would be, but I'm saying like it's not okay. I will step back and say it's not necessarily them. It's the way this movie portrays it, because everyone kind of just does the same moves. Like, nobody's doing fun, fascinating, like different things than like Breakin' 2 or Breakin' in Breakin' 2. We're like, watch this guy, he's like the best in the world.
They were artists.
and he's going to do like a different thing every scene. This is just like, all right, windmills, handspin, backspin.
They are
you know.
technically proficient at the basics of breakdancing.
That's what I mean.
But-
They're really good at that, and then it's just like, and even down to the point that, like, skipping ahead, but like at the competition, it is literally this competition where they go at the same time. Like,
I kind of appreciate that.
I
like,
really like that.
like I kind of appreciate that it's like, okay, this is an actual competition, so we're going to put you through some technical challenges.
Yeah.
Like,
And they do, yeah.
Okay, here, do some windmills. Here, do some hand spins. Here, do some back spins.
Yeah,
All right,
but
now
the dude
freestyle.
he's rapping
That guy is rapping
the
whole
entire
time.
thing, and I think his name is Captain Rock or something like that.
Charlie Rock.
Charlie Rock. Okay, but he's rapping, and then he's just like telling them what to do, and they do it. But
which is kind of funny because they described their one guy's style earlier in the movie as square dancing. This is fucking square dancing. A caller is calling out what moves
Kinda,
to do,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they're fucking doing it
Kind
on
of.
either side. It's
Sure.
just it's
they're
a
just
weird.
not linked at arms. And,
No, but I'm saying like it's
Sure.
it's not.
sure.
The art of breakdancing is being surprising. You know, it's like
Well,
and
I
it's-
will say early on there is one surprising move where one guy is spinning another dude on his head, and then
never
that
seen
dude
that?
stops, and the dude on his head just keeps spinning.
You've never seen that?
No!
Oh, I've seen that plenty of times. Chuck, come on.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
me and my friends used to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I still do.
Yeah.
We should
I'm,
try it later.
I'm the spinner.
Oh,
not the
okay.
spinny.
Oh, well, that's good.
Like I'm the one. I'm sorry. I'm the one who's being spun because I'm small.
So you're the spinny,
Yes, that's what I meant.
yeah.
I'm the spinneroony.
but
Damn it.
I'm just saying that like that's they are doing like almost all the basic moves.
Sure.
You know, when you think breakdancing, it is all these moves,
Windmills spin on your head.
and that's kind of it. Like, nobody does any funky like, wow, that's a new move I've not seen. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
throughout
not what the
the-
competition
they
was.
do. They do death drops, which is pretty cool. And I haven't seen that in a break-in movie. I don't think. And like, death drops didn't like. Sorry. Become like a big deal dance move at any point after that, up until like the last 5 or 6 years when like strippers and drag queens started doing them again, at least in mainstream. But
yeah. But anyway,
that was kind of cool. They have one pop and lock dude who's okay.
yeah.
Like we've seen better.
I mean, that's kind of
He's
the
no
other
Pop Lock and Wolfman, that's for sure.
I at this stage there, you know, if you're coming for the breakdancing, there are better movies to watch that are period specific, and you could just go watch a Step Up movie and see shit that is far more amazing than what they're doing in this.
Yeah.
This is just very rudimentary.
If that's what you're coming to this movie for, yes, there is better breakdancing in other movies.
my point is that like the entire first act is just a montage of like breakdancing
Sure.
and different locations, and it's like, wow, this is boring as shit. And it's not until like the plot of Mario Van Peebles' threat and let's send them on wacky deliveries does this become even a thing that I could even remotely recommend, which, you know, we get to in our rating section. But I mean, let's just get into it. They each get sent out into weird various locations.
yes.
I don't know who you want to pick first.
Well,
I
the
don't-
the main dude, the most speaking role singing man of the group, whatever his name is.
Max.
Yes,
Max. Yes.
He's the first one sent out on a delivery. He has to take a pizza and a bag of something to a fancy house.
Yeah, okay. This is a good time to mention this because this movie does a little bit of the shut the fuck Harlow with your nitpicky stuff a little bit later on, but you kind of have to put it together yourself because, all right, they live near the Brooklyn Bridge because we see it in shots a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is just me like going basic like New York geography. I don't claim to be a local or anything, but like they were like the first delivery. She was like, take this to Fifth Avenue, and I don't remember the cross street, but it was a fancy place. Nowhere fucking near where they are, which is like the lower east side of fucking Manhattan. It's like, no, you're like sending me to like Central Park East or something. It's like it's fucked up. But I was like, okay, fine, I guess they're just doing that. So that's this guy goes there.
Yep.
I believe the next guy, they're like, you have a pizza delivery in Brooklyn, and they're all like, keep in mind they were doing this on bikes, and I was just
Yep.
like, no, I mean I guess. Maybe slightly because, if you go across the bridge, maybe it's not that far. But I was just thinking about the logistics of, like, I can't imagine any pizza shop in Manhattan would actually agree to deliver in Brooklyn, considering New York has a pizza shop on every fucking corner. There's
Right.
no reason to take a bike delivery that would take more than 5-10 minutes.
People like Jim's Pizza or whatever this.
Ben's,
Ben's
which doesn't
Pizza,
even make
yeah.
any sense. 'Cause
Ben.
It's like, who's Ben?
Of course
I don't
not.
think we ever met.
This
No, we
is
don't.
this is a break-in knockoff. So
Sure. Yes.
nobody knows.
Okay. But so this guy gets into this Fifth Avenue fancy apartment, is greeted by a housekeeper who lets him in and is just like, wait here.
She'll be down.
She'll be down in a minute, or she'll be with you in a minute. So he just stands there, and then I gotta imagine that, like, okay, here's the weird thing about this movie. I think there's a couple things that like weird people were influenced by. I have never seen this before in a different movie besides a big one, which I'm about to mention. The lady calls on an intercom and directs him all these things to do, a la Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction. I really feel like this was in Quentin Tarantino's head somewhere, and it fits very much with his, like...
The second it happened, I was like, oh,
Yeah, this is where he got this.
Quentin Tarantino saw this movie.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but yeah, because
Yeah, but this lady directs him all through the house via intercom and is, like, somehow watching him...
Somehow.
Everything he's doing, at least in Pulp Fiction, they're like, we should probably show a camera or two.
Right.
But this is just like, okay, now go up the stairs. Now go up the other set of stairs. Now walk in this door. Now close the door behind you. Now put the food on this table. And it's basically a bedroom with a dining room table at the foot of the bed. And he's just directed to put the pizza, or actually open the pizza, put it on the plate,
put a slice out.
and then
Pour a couple glasses
yeah.
of wine, and then
lady
close
is
your
fine.
eyes.
Yeah.
A lady emerges to suck his face,
Yes,
and he's there for an hour.
he's into it. I mean, he's
Oh,
like,
sure.
oh hell yes, it's
I'm a delivery boy, so
it's
Is this
it's
the
a living.
I think this might be the first instance of wacky. I mean, I want to say, like, all right, the movie's bad and poorly done the whole time, right? But I believe, like, this is the first time it's like, let's take a cartoon sound effect and put it over a thing that's happening, because there is, like, it's like, oh, there's a lady, they're probably going to have the sex. Cut away to whatever bullshit, people, like, talking in incoherent dialogue, because A, they're not actors, and B, it's not mic'd well, so...
Well, they're in the caverns underneath
Right.
this church,
Right. But it cut back to, like, this, because, I mean, it's a fancy, like, metal 4-poster brass bed or whatever thing, and just there's this shot from, like, bed level, like, just over the brass bed, and you just see an ass coming up, like, there's sex happening, and it's like, and it's just making, like, a kind of stupid noise. And I want to say, like, this is the first time the movie tips its hand and be like, this shit's about to be wacky.
Might be, yeah.
Because I feel like
This
that
might be
was
the first time they dipped into the sound effects.
that, and we were
library.
like, okay, what's going on here? Like,
I mean, Mario Van Peebles showing up lets you know it's going to be kind of wacky, because
right, okay.
he is extraordinarily out there. But this is the first, like, cartoonish.
Yes, I was going to say, like,
Well, I mean,
self-aware
even
wacky.
he-
I mean, like,
Even his, like, ridiculous Jamaican accent.
Sure.
And the way his guys are dressed. But, yeah, this is the first, like...
but like Breakin' doesn't think it's wacky. Just the
No,
way that people
it's-
are dressed now, it's like, holy shit.
Breakin' is taking itself seriously,
Right.
but it's goofy because,
It's
of
breaking
course, it
itself
is. Look
serious.
at it. This movie has a layer of, okay, this
We
is
know.
dumb.
Yeah.
Boyoyoing.
Exactly. Literally in that case, in some cases.
Right. So anyway, yeah, he's having the sex with the lady, and
we might as well just wrap up his story because it's much easier than doing what the movie is going to
well,
do. Is
this
like,
story goes places.
yeah, it's still easier contextually just
Yeah,
to,
sure.
to wrap up each person
Fine.
in their wacky adventure.
Fine.
So, post coitus, she's like, "You think you're leaving?" And he's like, "I was planning on it." And she's like, "Nope."
Nope, you're not leaving.
And
Check out, open that door, check it out.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you're not going to want to leave. Like I'm not going to lock the doors, go out,
Yeah.
and
Of course, it's the 80s, so there's a Doberman there. And then she's like, also, you passed my dad's room, and he's a police commissioner or something, and that he doesn't like delivery boys
Yeah.
either. So you're stuck here.
What's he gonna think when he sees a Puerto Rican delivery boy coming out of his daughter's room?
Right.
So
he's like,
nice
all right,
racism.
that he delivered something.
yeah.
You're all right.
I guess more boning will happen. So then that dude makes an appearance chasing the maid upstairs into a room that I guess is her room, but the room has a giant glory hole in the wall. To which at first he just puts his face in and is like, haha, hey, come on, be accommodating. And
Well,
then,
he chases her up there, right?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
And-
like, do your duty.
Right. Yeah, I like when you do it willingly because that's fun. And we're like, oh, no. And then he's like, all right, put my dick in this hole.
I mean, it should probably also be noted he's a fat, schlubby,
Sure, of course he is.
Harvey Weinstein-looking
He's
motherfucker.
a gross
so,
piece of shit.
yeah. So it's just like that's fun.
Yep.
But yeah,
And she's
she
basically like,
hops out
I
the
would rather
window.
commit suicide.
I mean, she doesn't really.
No.
Well,
At first she just like out the window.
Out the
bye.
window.
she
Yeah.
goes. She waits for him to go full on like dicks in the hole. Which
Right.
I believe that you're supposed to call that out. Like,
Yeah.
dicks in the hole.
Dicks in the hole.
But yeah, she waits till he can't see her leave out the fire escape window.
Dixon Hole was the character Picard liked in the holodeck.
Yep. Nerd ass side of the table over here is with that one, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, she leaves, and now delivery boy Max is like, I gotta get the hell out of here. And the lady is passed out, and so he's just, and she's also like, I stole your clothes. And he's like, she stole my clothes. What the hell? And then it's like, oh, there's a wig, and I'll go into her closet, and then he's totally decked out like a lady.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like he put the work in for this.
Well, he had to he had to try to pass.
the daughter has gone full on comatose.
Oh yeah,
Like,
she's been fucked into
yeah, she's
oblivion.
way out.
Much like us.
He delivered her many orgasms.
Good job, Max.
Yeah. But yeah,
Real cute.
so yeah, but he goes full on transvestite because it's like including earrings, and he goes for heels, which
Makeup,
is just
everything.
Yeah, which is just your classic like, did she have no flats in the closet?
Yeah.
Like
Maybe not. She's a fancy lady.
She has
she has a pair of flats. Every lady has a pair of flats. You
I don't
don't
know, they're
heel
pretty big.
24/7,
what?
huh?
Anyway, he's dressed and starts to go downstairs and fools the dog because the dog is just
The dog is either stupid or just
they just keep
tired of
cutting
it.
the dog with doing his head tilt. He gets almost out, and then the dad is like, "Hey, lady, who are you in my house? Why?" And then he's like, "Oh, I came from the maid service. I'm the new maid." And he's like, "Oh, good. We just had an opening.
Yeah.
Let me show you to your room."
I was just
Was
going to
it in the
replace
wall?
that maid. Yeah.
Yes. Because he takes her upstairs. He's like, okay, here's where you'll stay. And you see that hole in the wall? Well, let me show you what that's for.
That goes into my playroom.
Right.
And I'm going to go over there and show you how we use it. And Max is kind of playing along. And so here comes fat schlubby face through the hole again, like, all right, you're never going to believe what I'm going to show you. Yeah, here it comes. And he
Accurate.
jams his wiener through the hole.
And Max is like, oh,
That's
that's not right.
Oh, I like that.
tries to run out the door. The Doberman is there again going, "Rrr."
Right. And then the maid comes back in through the window, like, can you believe this shit? And they're just like, all right, let's secret. And then he's just like, hey, could you go downstairs and get some whipped cream? That would be really special.
Yeah, I want to make it as nice for you as possible. And he's like, oh, okay, oh boy.
Yeah.
And
So
runs downstairs, comes back up, Passes the whipped cream through
Yeah.
the G
Thankfully,
hole.
it's Ready Whip and not like Cool Whip because that would have been awkward.
Yeah.
Applying.
That might have been funnier. He could have had a nice,
Yeah.
comedy splat.
I mean, here's the only unfortunate, like, there's lots of unfortunate things happening, but like the real
Yeah.
unfortunate framing thing about all this is, you have to keep in mind bedroom door, ironing board, glory hole.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
And so
know.
there is just an old school, like, I mean, it's an electric iron, but it is like one of the first ones.
Yes.
and it's just sitting there in mid frame, and
Yeah.
like the whole time I'm just like, iron his
Oh,
dick.
he's gonna
Yeah, iron
get
his
an
dick.
iron to the dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic ironing dick.
They called me old iron dick.
Those delivery boys. But yeah, no, they slather him up with the whipped cream, and then
Let the dog
they're
in.
like tee hee, and then they let the dog in, and the dog.
Who
The-
let
the
who
dog-
let the dog in?
They let the dog in. Woof, 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 woof.
The dog comes over and at first appears to take just a giant bite, to which I was just like, oh no. But he's just licking and it gets gross.
But they
Grosser than it has been.
They are allowed to leave,
and
and
they're
that's
like, tee hee, we're gone.
that's pretty much it. Like for half a second, they're like, "Oh, I kind of like you anyway. Gotta go. Competition time."
Well,
that's how
because-
these resolve
well,
these ways.
Then there's like the bike scene where he gets
Sure.
on a he gets on a bike, so he's in a dress and makeup in heels, trying to navigate driving this bike halfway across New York to get back to the break-in competition.
Yeah.
Hilarity ensues.
Does it?
No.
They both had a moment outside where he's just like, I'm going to make out with you. And so he's dressed as a lady and she's a lady. And they're making out, and a dude walks by, and you were waiting for the thumbs up.
All right, at this point, because we're not talking about the fact that this is cutting back and forth to all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh, yeah, no,
but
this is- yeah.
but we are fully hand tipped. This is wacky as shit at this point because we have had
Right.
whoops and boings and and all kinds of things at this point.
And at one point, Max has looked into the camera and shrugged, like,
Oh, sure,
what are you
yeah,
gonna do?"
oh, God.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's fourth wall breaking and okay,
Not only are they breaking on the dance floor, they're also breaking on the
Breaking.
breaking
fourth wall.
Fourth wall
colon the
breaking.
fourth wall. Yeah. Yeah.
Episode title.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, so the lady, the daughter, also broke the fourth wall,
She
which
did.
was just like one of those things where it was like, is there a lot of crossover? Because, I mean, here's the thing. I am a huge Cool Hand Luke fan. I'm going to go and spoil that there's about to be a Cool Hand Luke reference in this movie. What? Our local DJ used to play it as like a part of this sound clip all the time. But I feel like in 1985, in the age of like things were just coming to VHS and be available for rental, Cool Hand Luke probably not high on the rotation list by 1985.
I wouldn't think so.
And so she just turns to the camera at some point, and it's just like,
Well, because she's trying to talk to him, and he instead just farts.
right?
Because this movie's got farts.
It does, yeah.
And she just turns to the camera.
and says, what we have here is a failure to communicate. It
Yep.
just kind of does a mild zoom in, and then wah, there's no wah wah, but
No.
it's an inherent wah wah cutaway.
It's an inherent wah
An
wah.
implied wah
Yeah,
wah.
one
right.
wah wah. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yes, fourth wall breaking. I'm saying all this dumb shit has happened. So by the time we get, he's on heels, or he's dressed up as a lady, making out with another lady in front of this building. I am fully expecting the dude to walk by and just go like, nice,
Yeah.
or just stop and start watching,
Or make a face or something.
But no, they
Or
go,
turn back to the camera
Yeah.
and go, "Arr."
But they go with it. They go
New
with
York,
the.
am I right?
They go with the guy that walks by and is just like
yeah.
disapproving.
Gross.
Yeah.
Lesbians. Ew. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the rest of his story is he
It's-
has to get back, and it's a long bike ride and whatever. So anyway, the second dude is apparently a rich something or other, because in an opening scene we saw him in a cheap hotel with a lady who's just tits out and ready to go, but apparently he couldn't do it because he's bored. He's just so bored. He's got a limo driver. This seemed like it was going to establish like this dude as some sort of like the major character.
I didn't even realize he was one of the delivery boys because as soon as they established he was a rich guy, I was like, oh, who the fuck's this? This is going to be like, breakdancers versus the fat kid camp or something.
Right.
But no.
But no, so this guy, so it's been established he can't get his dick up. So whatever. His thing is that he has to deliver 6 pizzas to a hospital.
I believe he has 6 boxes of pizza.
Right.
That he has
Right.
to deliver to a hospital.
They don't call them 6 pizzas, or they
Oh,
don't
wait,
call
no,
them pizzas. They
he-
call them boxes.
He only
of
had
pizza.
2. The next guy has 6 when he
Okay.
goes to the thing. So okay, he's got 2. I got 2 boxes of pizza here. It's like the hell. He delivers them to a hospital, and there are 2 older, slightly German scientists in a room.
I believe they're finishing up with somebody, and just like
Maybe?
it's like that wasn't it. That was a failure.
Yeah. What the fucking
yeah.
shit?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is with these little bugs.
Is the door open?
Came
don't
right at
know.
me.
Did this much come in like when we fucking?
No, couldn't have been.
It's got like
fucking
paper or something in
plague.
here. What the?
No doors open?
Swallowed a bug. Hey, what? Turn the hall light on.
Okay.
Maybe it'll.
Coronavirus is trying to get in through the bugs.
Maybe it won't be attracted to us if there's more light. Okay.
There you go.
Sorry, everybody. But I swallowed a bug. Literally, just like opened my mouth and it was like, ha trench run.
Classic.
You all right?
Yeah, you know.
Actually, checked out to be more like the Death Star 2, where they had to penetrate inside.
Chuck loves penetration.
Yeah. Special oral.
That's what they say.
Hashtag Chuck loves penetration.
Right.
Yes. Hashtag pound me in the butt.
It's happening.
I don't know.
Okay. So he's gone to this hospital to deliver his 2 boxes of pizza. And he is taken to a room where there are 2 slightly older, slightly German doctor/scientist people.
And also, one of Mario Van Peebles' henchmen
Yes.
is like, he's sitting in the room and says, hey, your
That's
replacement guinea
who
pig.
was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Your replacement guinea pig will be here soon.
Right.
Gotta go by.
And
Uh-huh.
only because I don't understand. I'm going to walk a tightrope here.
All right.
But for some reason, he is doing an affectation. Okay, I'm just going to say, Mario Van Peebles. Obviously, we know who he is. He's black. His 2 henchmen are black. This guy is doing like a mammy routine. I don't know how to
Yes.
fucking to say it.
Yes.
I mean, I
You're
just
right.
It's that
it-
very
yeah.
affected.
I
Yeah.
fucking don't know how to
Oh,
phrase.
Lord,
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna- yeah,
don't.
that kind of
I
thing.
literally don't understand why. Except
It's
it's
not
just,
his character. Like
No.
later on in
Nope.
other scenes, that's not him. But for whatever reason, he's doing
Yeah.
that bit
It's
with
just-
these people.
It's just another weird thing where it's like, is this funny?
Yeah,
Was
it's like-
it? More to the point. Was it funny? like,
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
I don't know.
Was it supposed to be?
Yeah,
Well,
like,
no,
I don't
I'm
understand
saying, no,
why
I'm saying
he's
was
doing
like
it.
even in viewing it in 1985. Was this funny? I don't know. It's just weird.
It's strange.
Okay, so-
but I think the direction was just everyone do whatever you want.
yeah, I guess
So he comes in and is like, "Hey, I got 2 boxes of pizza for you," and one guy's just like, "I'm gonna jab you with the medicine now," bleh. And he goes, "Woo."
And he just kind of stops in the middle of his speech and goes, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
And they're like,
whoa,
perfect,
whoa,
put him on the
whoa, whoa."
table. And you're like, what the fuck is this? And basically what they've done is given him liquid Viagra.
Yeah, it's boner research.
Yes. So
Boner research.
They even mentioned that what they gave him was blue. Viagra wasn't around, was it?
No.
By
No, not in
1985?
1985.
It was just a
Not-
weird, happy coincidence.
not in any way, shape, or
Yeah.
form in this variety, no.
Yeah, no, it was Mario Van Peebles that says, yeah, they gave him some of that blue stuff.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, the blue
I
stuff.
mean, it got some boner juice, but yes.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Hashtag boner juice.
But yes, he is now being strapped to a table and electroded up to study.
Right. And he's just like, yeah.
Sort of. He's
and they're
he's
like, yeah, that's right, sir.
kind of implied comatose.
Kind of, but also fully aware. Like he's just
Hyper hormonal.
Whatever.
Because some curtains part and out come
Strippers.
sexy nurses.
sexy nurse stripper ladies
Yes.
who do a sexy nurse stripping scene.
Those
Yeah.
ladies are apparently adult film stars.
Fantastic.
There's more later too.
But yeah, I mean, cut away because again, cut away to bullshit, and then it's just like so we don't really have to like watch all of their routine. But it just enough that it's like yeah, okay, I guess I see what's happening. I don't understand it, but
Yeah.
cut back to it, and the doctor's just like nothing. Damn
Right.
it, what's wrong with him? 1 in a million chance that we'd find some guy who would enjoy that, I guess.
Yeah, but
Not
then-
really. It's
and
like
they're-
I mean, just in New York alone, I'm pretty sure your numbers are skewed. That there might be plenty of people who might not be into those two nurses.
Yeah, I mean they weren't.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't get a boner.
no, but I mean, you also weren't strapped
I
to
know.
a table.
I was checking.
It's social distancing.
I don't know, like-
BJ, come on, Jesus.
I
Be
mean,
responsible.
I was looking, not
Oh.
like physically checking.
I've got a
Chuck
webcam
sits-
on my belt.
Yeah, yeah. Chuck sits too far away.
24/7 status updates.
Boner Cam 2000.
It's
Boner
like-
cams and boner jams.
It's like those light switches. Like once he gets one, you have to go push the button to like reset it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just click. You hear that audible click when it happens.
It's a surge protector.
Well, I was talking more like about a GFI.
I know.
I know what they actually are. I was trying to keep it
Yeah.
generic.
Sure.
So they're like, okay, nothing gives this guy a boner. Why don't we try this? And they bring in this woman who's dressed sort of like an opera singer. or-
Wait.
No.
Whoa.
No. They're like, so they're like, well, the ladies didn't work. Dancing didn't work. Let me try this. And one of the scientists just saunters over to a full white grand Steinway piano.
Yep.
Which is just like
Just there.
like it wasn't there a second ago
No.
because we just saw where it was.
Right.
And then he just sits down and doesn't even really start playing because then
Yeah.
the opera singer lady
Yes,
who's
sorry.
sort of like a blonde Amy Adams kind of just
Kind
all,
of.
all glammed up,
Fancy lady.
but he doesn't even like do a it's just like one note into full on like
They know the song.
duet singing.
Yes.
Right.
They're face to face singing this song.
They are not social distancing whatsoever.
No.
They are literally inches from each other's face.
Cheek to cheek.
Yeah.
No, it's nearly
That's,
like
that's
lip
not,
to lip.
That's
It's-
actually not what they're singing.
Right.
What were they singing? Was that a song that
I
anybody
have
knows?
no idea.
I'm sure it's from some
Sure.
Broadway thing.
Oh,
that's-
probably not. This song
No,
has
it's
no license
written for the
music.
film.
Is it? No,
I,
I don't think so.
but
I
what
think they
happens
just found some
is,
standard that it was long forgotten.
so he loves this, and the camera pans down to his crotch, and you get a boing and full on boner. Like this movie doesn't shy away from boner joke. It's inflatable dong. There it goes.
Wait, that wasn't real?
I don't think so. You can't do that on command.
Well, you can't.
You can't inflate on command. Not like that.
You can't.
No one can.
You can't.
Listen, I've seen a lot of dicks in my time. None of them could do that.
None of the dicks you've seen can do that.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Anyway.
No, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So
But
that
they-
he's found his juice.
They finish their song and they're just like, "Hooray, we've invented Viagra!" Basically, because
Yeah.
they
like,
just
it
they
works.
just let him go at this point. They're like, "Success, I guess."
And his boner's going to last more than 4 hours because it is.
It feels like it.
45
I don't think it really does. I just think it feels like that because we're watching this movie. But-
Yeah.
And also, it's 45 miles back to wherever.
Right.
And he. So now begin the hijinks of he has an
A
enormous
massive
boner
erection.
and is wearing sweatpants. So,
Enhance.
guys out there, you know what it's like. Penis havers. Some of y'all don't. I don't know.
You damn penis havers.
Yeah, get off my lawn. So it's now hijinks of him trying to get back to the breakdance competition
Right.
while having a massive erection on the streets of New York City.
Man, a plight we all know too well.
Yes. The Spider's henchman has stolen his bike, so he goes back to where the bike was, and he's like, "My bike!" And there's a cop there. It's like, "Who stole your bike?" And he's like, "Nobody, no one, no bike."
I'm just gonna laugh because I'm just immediately like, "My bye," because
right.
Also, Borat was in the hospital.
He was, yeah. He was.
I mean, literally, there was just a dude. It was like it may have well has been Borat,
yes.
just standing at the desk, like,
Yeah,
you know.
That's also every man in the
Right,
80s.
sure.
It looked like that, but
Specifically, this guy though.
Micro Machines guy, and
But yeah, he's
so
just
yeah,
like,
the cop's like, hey, why don't you want me to investigate your bike? Put your hands up. And he's like, my hands? And he's doing like one hand behind his head and then switching to the other. And then he's like, put your hands up. So he does, and it's just the pizza box balancing on his dick, which then you see the string get cut and the pizza box falls off.
where are you going, BJ? You're just like, you were nearly all out of frame. at
Don't
this
worry
point.
about me. I'm just getting comfy. I can still look directly into the camera. It's fine. We're all fine here.
Okay.
Like, hey there.
Look, man, this
Can't see.
Everybody stay low. Gotta wade this thing out.
Bugs can't get you when you're low.
gotta stay low, keep out of viral range or whatever.
Yep.
Vi-range.
So his next step is to get on a bus,
Mm-hmm.
a public transportation bus.
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't have change for the bus, so he has to ask a lady for the bus while hiding his boner. He's recovered the pizza.
Except he's not hiding his boner like every other person.
No, because
who's
it's
not
at ISA. It's right there.
Well, every other person is just staring at his boner.
Yeah,
Like it's not the people that are talking.
sure. Then he turns around to like this Robert De Niro looking guy who's just. It's like he's contemplating, this might be okay. He's like, I've seen worse. Takes a drink, and then he's like, yeah,
I mean,
Tuesday on the bus. What are you going to do?
When in Rome.
Right. And then, man, this gets weird because
15 people get on the bus.
a bunch of people get on the bus, and they're all pressed up against each other. And, of course, he's pressed up against a lady who is like, would you please put that away? Like, at first, I think it's referring to what she thinks is the pizza box.
Well, no, it's still there because like by the end it's crushed. Like the pizza box is
Yeah.
crushed.
Yeah.
But the bumping and the grinding continues to where she's just like, oh, this
Chuck,
is...
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there was.
Okay.
But, yeah, she enjoys herself.
Mhm.
And...
He enjoys himself.
right, to the point where when he then gets off the bus, his boner is gone. It has been taken care of. So I don't know what this movie was ever trying to say about why he couldn't get an erection, but then did, and then was able to take care of that. I just don't know. I don't know if they're like. It's whatever. I don't know.
What? He jizzed, Chuck.
He jizzed in his pants.
I'm not saying he didn't jizz. I'm just saying I don't quite understand what his thing is. Because, like, lady with her knockers out in the cheap hotel room wasn't doing it for him, and then the stripper ladies weren't doing it for him, and then
But once
the Sondheim musical is what did it.
It wasn't that he couldn't ejaculate. It's that he couldn't get an erection. Once he got an erection, he was able to perform.
Right.
Easy peasy. What's the problem?
Yeah, first you have to start him up.
Science.
Okay, whatever. But anyway, he's done. And he's on his way back.
Yeah, had him taken. He's gonna blow his top.
Okay, so third guy.
Uh-huh.
Third guy is, I don't know, Tony? Joey.
Joey.
Joey. We learned early on that Joey wants to be an actor. Doesn't matter. Forget that.
Joey also meditates all the time.
He does. So Joey is sent to this artist's loft or whatever where there are human statues of just people with plaster paint on and freeze framing.
Yeah.
It's just stage freezing.
Yeah. And
Except I don't understand why. Like this makes no sense.
no, it's way before the party. Like these people should be given a break before this thing starts. I don't know if they were trying to intimate that these were like actual statues.
Some of them
but-
were so
Right.
because the catalyst of this is he comes in and is just like, "Hello, I have 6 boxes of pizza here,"
6 boxes of fucking pizza.
and he is greeted by
Oh man.
like a weird Two-Face artist because, like, all right, so he's got a Van Dyke, not a goatee if you prefer, but whatever. He's got one of those kind of mustaches. But on one side, the mustache is missing, and on the other side, the beard part is missing on equal, opposite sides.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
real weird, but it's actually pretty genius. Like
I mean,
I've thought about doing that multiple times, and I've never had the guts to do it. So I applaud this man.
It's a perfect straight edge.
Yeah.
Between the splits. But yeah, it's just like there is a line going down the middle of his face, mustache this side, beard this side, and nothing on the other side. Anyway, so that's
The
the guy-
artist's name, by the way, is Spiro Spirogopoulos.
Is that his actual name?
That's the character's name.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, he's just like, oh, you like it the art? Hey.
I don't think that guy was like that at all. But
He had an accent. He had like
Okay.
a Bauchi accent of just like,
yeah,
where the fuck
kinda.
are you from?
Yeah.
The Upper West Side.
You're like the butterflies.
but
yeah,
he just
so,
he goes off to get money.
yeah, he's like, hey, 6 pies. That's $36. He's like, all right, you
No,
stay here. I'll be
It
right
was a
back."
weird amount. Like that was bugging me.
It was like $32.
Yeah,
it
which
was
I
like,
was
how
like-
did you come to that?
I was like, who set the fucking prices for your
6
pizza?
doesn't go into 32.
Have you seen Angelina?
Well,
She's
just-
obviously not stable.
Well, the first pizza was like $11, and then the 2 pizzas at the hospital were $12. And I was like, you get another pizza for $1? What is this Little Caesars?
$5.33 a pie.
Oh, sure, that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a special. Maybe it was like,
You buy 2 pizzas, you get 1 free. Who knows?
or maybe it was $6 a pizza. You bought 5, get 1 free. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
whatever.
Right.
Anyway, this guy disappears for a little bit, and then there was another person in the room.
It was another
Oh,
one of
it was the
Mario
elevator guy.
Van
Yeah.
Peebles'
But he
henchmen.
was pretending to be the elevator
Yes.
operator, and like, huh?
Yes.
And just like he's admiring because these are all nude statues. I mean, it's nude plaster statues / real people doing stage freeze that are supposed to be plaster statues for
Right.
no particular reason other than they probably couldn't afford more plaster statues. And then vagina pictures, all like paintings.
yeah.
As
Like-
far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
Huge vaginas.
Yeah.
Fields of vaginas.
There's one that's like it's like an apple, but the core is a vagina, and the sides of the apple look like a butt. It's good. It's good.
It's good. it's
It's
real
very.
good.
It's
Yeah.
Georgia O'Keeffe in her fruit phase.
Right.
Still vaginas, but fruit.
But, fruit too.
I'm painting more
So,
fruit now.
Joey is very interested about everything, and he's getting like very close to one statue of a naked lady, and is just like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And then guy comes from behind him and pushes him into that statue,
Yes.
causing the statue to fall and break everywhere. And he's just like, he also commented about how expensive they were. Like one he was looking at was $30,000.
$30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he broke the $30,000 statue.
And apparently off camera
His punishment.
was you've got to be the statue instead.
Yes.
Right.
So he has been plastered up, and now he has to be this naked dude.
He is wearing a somewhat some fake fig leaf thing.
Giant starfish-looking fig leaf.
Yeah.
A giant plaster starfish-looking fig leaf.
Boy, this
The
goes
name of
weird
my
places.
prog rock band.
Yeah, so most of the time it's just him standing around with some socialite type people walking around being like, oh, the old scene just isn't what it used to be and everything.
Oh, look at this butt.
And oh, just like this is grotesque nudity and everything and all, it doesn't need to be there. And of course it's just like fart noise because his ass is like right in the camera, and she's just like, she literally does some smell the fart acting because
does.
she's just like,
She's like, delightful, but gross? I don't know. Yeah. That lady's a porn star.
great. Then Angelina comes to this gallery for some strange reason.
She
She has
felt
had her.
bad.
Yeah, she has had her
Is that what it
guilt
is?
moment.
I think so. She's like, oh, I got to help Joey.
Sure.
Or
I don't
something.
remember them specifically
I don't know.
well dialoguing saying that she had some, heel turn, face
Also,
turn thing.
Spider has
she
called.
did have a moment.
Yeah. Also, Spider has called Joey's mom
Yes.
and has been like, hey, you should come check out this gallery. You might like what you see.
Is that what
Oh
happened?
no, she said that he said that her son was there and in trouble or something,
Oh.
and that's why she went.
This must have been the part where I tuned out because I don't even remember that phone call. I thought his mom just showed up at this gallery randomly, but
No,
Nope,
she
nope.
she was called to arrive there.
But long before the mom shows up, Angelina is just running around, and he's just like, I can't leave a broke a statue, and I'll be in trouble. And she's just like, well, what do you need? And she's like, well, actually, I got to go. And so there's this whole weird thing of like, this is long after she's just kind of been standing near the statue for long periods of time. And then eventually she's just like, I got to go. And she's like, yeah, that's what I've been trying to say. We should get out of here. And he's like, no, I got to go. So
Gotta go.
You got to help me because I can't move. Get a champagne glass.
Take it out.
So, yeah, she helps him piss into 3 champagne
He
glasses.
fills 3 champagne glasses each time, just making a face like, "Oh yes." Yeah. So he fills 3 glasses, and you're like, "All right, I've seen a movie."
Except that, like, the same socialite lady and another guy come over and are again like, bourgeois, fart noise art scene in
Yes.
New York.
Get to be some champagne,
Yeah.
gentleman
And then-
person.
Instead of doing the like, oh, I've had champagne in my life. This is clearly not that spit take time. They just they go, and then just keep talking and be like, ooh, it's awfully warm.
the guy
isn't it?"
makes a face,
Yeah.
and the The lady just keeps on talking.
They sip piss.
Yeah.
No ramifications. Other than
No.
it's just like, it's warm in here, isn't it? Yeah, the champagne's warm and flat. Anyway.
The joke that you do here is that so she takes a sip and then launches into more of her dumb bullshit, and what you're supposed to do is wait about halfway through this, and then she just freezes. Like, what? But they don't even do that. They just keep drinking it, and they're like, "Oh, this is warm and not flat." So anyway, and nothing comes from that. It's just there's no like, who gives a shit? Like,
Nope, it's just like you made the rich people drink piss.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
way to go, Joey.
Suck
and
piss,
then
rich fucks.
that's when his mom comes in,
Right.
and it's just like, oh no, it's my mom. I gotta get out of here.
Because she's like, "Oh, I know this ass anywhere. It's my baby
well,
boy."
yeah, because he's like, I gotta hide my face. So while no one's looking, he quickly like gets into a different position, which is ass up, face down, ass up.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Yeah.
And she is like immediately like, "I know that ass anywhere. I wiped your poopy butt."
Yeah.
And that birthmark.
And then for some reason just slaps him in the ass with his purse. Also, I spanked him. Whoosh, and then he's like, ah, mom. And everyone's like, what?
Oh, it's
you're
a
in
dude.
so much trouble.
What the shit?
Oh,
Well, the reason that he couldn't move or go anywhere is because the guy said that the last person that broke something ended up in the East River.
Right.
So there was a threat of death.
Yes.
Or the threat of at least going into the East River.
Sure, but then it comes, after he falls down because his mom spanks his pretty much naked ass.
The
Kinder.
police show up.
No, because the guy like leans down and is like, I'm going to sue you for $10 million. And then we don't see the police show up. It's just hard cut to.
Yeah, they're in a paddy wagon.
Yeah. His mom, Angelina, and a police van. And again, like, it's a weird sort of thing. Like, I would never do this if I had a time machine. But there is a weird
Man, I can't wait for where this sentence is going.
there is a weird part of me with movies like this that when you're watching them now, you're just like, man, if I could just shape and mold a couple of things, this would be a thing that people talked about being weird and funny and like it just be a weird thing. Like, man, this is like the Repo Man of breakdancing.
Yeah.
Like this is just fucking
Yep.
weird ass thing.
Yep.
But there is a point for comedy in this because there is just a dead long silence of this cop just kind of sitting there with them that we've never been introduced. And I was just expecting you could make this hilarious by having this cop just be like, oh yeah, the old broken statue, pizza delivery, mom spanks his naked ass, champagne piss drinking thing. Just another Friday in New York, am I right? Like something along those lines. But it's like something where he's just like, this is same old, same shit, different day kind of mentality.
Oh well.
But no, it's a silent moment until like he gets back to the competition, and all of a sudden, despite all of us seeing is just a wordless paddy wagon ride, it's like, get in there and win that competition. Go.
Yeah, it's like, go, Rocky.
And we're almost to the final competition, which, spoilers, they win. But I think this is the best joke in the whole fucking movie because this guy shows up. He's still not, like, no one's giving him, like, a handy wipe or anything, just, like, to try to,
Oh, yeah, no, he's still covered in plaster paint.
Nothing to try to clean up. He's just, like, full on, like,
Bare
white
ass.
as a ghost, like, wearing a weird starfish fig leaf thing.
Yep.
And just... There's one random tall dude in the crowd that he's trying to push back, and he just stops at this guy, and he's like, hey, you got any shorts? And the guy's just like, why, yes, I do, actually. And
Right
just,
here in my breast pocket.
just reaches into his jacket and pulls out a pair of gym shorts and hands it to this guy. And I was like, fuck!
That's a good
If
joke.
this whole movie had just leaned into dumbass shit like that, it would be so much my jam. But it doesn't. Anyway, there's one more guy, right? Or are we done? Did we do all the guys?
It was all that's.
That's all the guys.
I mean, there's
Because
the
there's Izzy.
there's the older brother who they're like,
Oh, yeah.
all three
Okay.
guys are missing.
Why
We-
did I think we were missing one more?
yeah,
stupid
they were like,
segment?
hey,
That's
Izzy, you're gonna have to dance because
He's like, no.
it. Yeah.
I'm too old.
That's pretty
I'm
much
too
it. He's
old.
like, I'm too old.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm out of shape.
Yeah.
And then he does it.
He does. Yeah. Because what happens is, so like both teams take the stage, and Charlie rocks the house and raps and tells them what to do via the power of rap, and they do it. And there's like windmills forever. Like everyone just goes into windmills, and it's just
Well, it's windmill time. It's like the first half, at least the first half, is a legitimate skills competition. They're like, he's like, rappity rap, do your crap. I couldn't remember the rap
Uncanny.
or come up with a rap. So that's what you get.
Rappity
I've-
rap, do your crap.
I've rapped too many times on this podcast.
Sure.
In the intros at least. But
he's rapped too many times, and now he's all out of rhymes.
Yes.
Doing
My
any
name
more
is
would
BJ,
be
and I'm here to
like
say-
some crimes.
I like to podcast on
The USA.
every Wednesday.
Oh man, you had one rhyme left in you.
Yeah.
That's great.
one more.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really like the skills competition. It's like it's sort of like the NBA All-Star game because you're gonna get like okay, yeah, you're gonna get like the actual versus battle eventually, and that's your freestyle stuff. But before you get like the 3-point,
Sure, the dunk competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-point shooters, the dribbling, all that. It's like put skill against skill, and so they all go out there. They do windmills, they do head spins, they do ducktails, whatever.
Woohoo.
And then there's like then it comes to the freestyle portion, and Spaceman. We haven't really described Spaceman.
No, yeah, we should talk about Spaceman.
but he's got
That's Spachippin.
Spatchman. But he's got like pointy silver elf ears. He always has a shitload of glitter in his hair.
Yep.
It varies from either a lot of glitter to so much glitter that it changes the color of his hair.
Wait, was that glitter? I thought at one point it was just snow.
I figured it looked at one point when they were outside like it had
it
been
was
snowing
snowing.
just
No,
on that guy.
okay.
But it's glitter.
Yeah, it's just a shitload.
Yeah.
A shitload.
He looks like what a Vegas showgirl in some sort of like 60s sci-fi review would be dressed like.
Yeah, exactly. Silver all over, like a silver puffy vest with a big collar, headband, like the silver elf ears.
He's
And
basically a rock alien.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
he is a rock alien.
And he does not speak any language known to man.
It
But
sounds-
it's also like stupid work talk. It's
Yeah.
like the first time it came up, I was just like, wait, what was we? Because it's all badly.
Lots of these
mic'd.
people have been hard to understand.
Right,
But
and
then
then this
that
guy-
guy especially.
and I was just like, has my brain actually broken? But then, like literally later in the movie, he's just going bippity boopity boppity boopity bippity boppity boo.
yeah.
It sounds like pig Latin or
It's
egg Latin, or whatever they call it.
Esperanto.
Yeah, it's Esperanto. That
that's
would
not a
be
made up
fucking
language,
hilarious.
Chuck. That's real.
Right.
It's
sorry.
a real made up language. But it sounds like one of those like kids language where you
Yeah.
like you put egg in every syllable or whatever. But I couldn't figure it out. It was weird.
Abidabidibidoo.
Yeah.
As one say ue ixpe igpe atenle. It's not pig Latin.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So he comes out and does a little dance, and then their guy with the we needed to describe him, and then their sort of version of him, their freestyle dancer, little pop lock dude, comes out and does a little dance.
Yeah.
And then they basically just start a fucking Donnybrook at
Yes.
some
Yep.
point. They
Dance
just,
fighting
like,
happens.
They breakdance fight.
But it's
Yeah.
weird because some of them are legit trying to kill each other, and some of them are just like, "Hey, let's dance," because there is legit dancing happening.
I don't know how to fight, but I know how to dance.
But like the dude who spins another dude on his head for a
Yeah.
while in the middle of this, you're just like, "Oh, they're just doing it. They're just having fun." But then no, he spins that dude right off his head.
yeah, get
It's
fucked.
just like, "I wound you up, and now go."
Get in the fucking
Yeah. So what happens is everyone ends up in a pile.
pretty much.
Well, they're half tired, half just
They've been beaten up and they're exhausted, and
Yeah.
they've all fallen into
And now
a pile.
it's time for the post dance puppy pile.
So like Izzy's like, I guess I got no choice. I got to get up there and dance.
yeah. Because the God, there's so many like side characters that don't mean anything to this, but it's like somebody is explaining that like, well, just based on sheer people alone, they got more points. The Devil Dogs, that is, and if they
Because
don't
there's like 4 judges furiously making
if
notes
they
throughout
don't
all this.
do something, then the
Yeah.
delivery boys are gonna lose,
Yeah.
and that's when Izzy steps up and starts doing some moves, which is right about the time all the other people are getting back from their shenanigans and also get on the stage.
They have dunked Mario Van Peebles into a giant vat of chili during the Donnybrook, to which he takes a bite of the chili, and then when they cut back to them, he says in his terrible accent, just like, "Hey, chili man."
It's so dumb.
So
Why
amazing.
is it?
It's so good. So anyway, Izzy gets up on stage. He starts dancing. And then the guy who got shorts gets up there, and he starts dancing. And then they go grab the guy the first guy, Max, who went to the lady's house and is still dressed like a lady, and they
Well, he didn't have time to change. He did get some sneakers, though.
yeah, they did give him sneakers, but they pull him out of the pile, and then suddenly he has energy again, and they're all dancing, and one by one they just pull
Chuck,
all
they-
of.
they delivered energy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the delivery. I get. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
So
So
that was the real power they had. That's the power they made the whole time. Yeah.
great. So one by one, they pull everyone out of the pile, and they all just start doing a routine, which kind of ends in like a cheerleading pyramid thing, where they form a pyramid, and then each of them do a backflip off the pyramid, and then they're like, "Hey, Spirit Fingers, we win!" And everyone's like, "You're right, you do win! Yay!" Mm-hmm. And we're like, "Okay, this film has ended."
It's over, yeah.
Nope.
No.
No, they decided to have a barrel fire like down by the river, and what's her name? Angelina? Is that her name?
Angelina.
Yeah.
She's busted out a guitar
Uh-huh.
and is playing it, and then Max starts singing this fucking
Ballad.
Harry Nilsson fucking ballad thing. It's
Oh,
it's
God,
weird.
it's so awful. It's not just weird, it's awful.
And they just pan the line of all these people, and I think that the other team is in there too. They're all just
Yes,
hanging
yeah.
out.
It's it's
Is there a line of demarcation?
no. I just forgot names. It's Delivery Boys and
Devil dogs.
Devil Dogs. Delivery Boy, Devil Dog. Delivery Boy,
Okay.
Devil Dog. It's
Okay.
like it's alternating.
Boy, girl, boy, girl.
Yeah.
No, boy devil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and it's kind of it's him
they
singing the song.
realized
Or would it be
with
Dog?
Mario Van Peebles out of the way, with his evil influence gone, that really
They were all just friends.
they yeah.
Yeah, the real friends they made along the way were that they all hated Mario Van Peebles.
Oh right. They were like, ah.
Yeah. That was the real treasure. I
Fuck
know.
They
that
were
guy.
breaking out in song, and
It just doesn't like if it. There are
Mario
other
Van
kinds of
Peebles was breaking them apart.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are other like styles of ballads other than just going full fucking. Like I said,
It's like the fucking love theme from
Right. But at the wrong time. Like this should be like credits should be scrolling as this is happening.
right. Instead, we get 10 minutes of ballad
Yeah,
and then an
yeah.
additional
And
10
then
minutes of credits.
because it
Oof.
pans them. It goes down the line and intercut with images from earlier in the film.
Sure.
And then it starts over again and pans down the line. And then I think it starts over again and pans down the line.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends.
Yeah.
Because what happened? The camera just pans up and is just like, oh, we're in New York, so here's the World Trade Center.
Yep. Twin Towers. There you go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, and then the movie ends. Delivery Boys is over.
I believe BJ said too soon, to which I said, no, that song went on fucking forever.
Stargrove.
Sadly, multiple.
Yeah, that opening song.
There were at least
That
three.
opening song is just about delivery boys. It's not about these delivery boys.
They're delivery boys. They're gonna do the thing. They're delivery boys.
I hate the songs with a fiery passion, but there are at least three Stargrovey ass songs
yeah,
in this.
yeah.
Because there's also fucking Rich Kid gets his own theme too
Yeah.
at one point in
Yep.
time.
He's a rich kid,
Yeah.
and he don't.
right.
It's not that, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Stargrove definitely. I'm not.
All right.
They're not good, but
No.
Stargrove absolutely. Who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Okay.
This one is real back and forth for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this isn't going to help you. My rating, anyway.
Yeah, because it's what, 1 jocks?
No.
No. 4 jocks.
No.
5 bags.
No.
6 bags.
No.
Some other one of our ratings. Why
Right,
don't you just-
yes.
Why don't you just say the rating you're thinking of?
I guess I'm going to be Mackie this week. This is a 5 Jocks movie. This thing is amazing.
That was me, actually, I think, with the last one where everyone was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
This thing is why I love finding obscure weird shit, because this is the most what the fuck is this movie? Like, who is this movie for? I don't it has that same kind of Tammy and the T-Rex energy of what the fuck are you even doing? Like, what is this? What were you thinking? I don't know. It's got breakdancing. It's got Mario Van Peebles fucking going for it in the weirdest possible way. Every scene, as when the plot kicks off, every scene is like, what is this? Like, what? Like, just you know, like, okay, lady's gonna seduce the delivery boy, fine, I've seen a movie. But then it's just like, and now 2 weird German scientists are gonna inject this guy with goo and make him try to get a boner. It's like, why? And then the weird art party at the end. The whole thing is baffling and weird, and to me, I found it incredibly charming, and I laughed my ass off. It's not a good movie, but it's a great fun movie. 5 jocks.
Really?
Yes.
Great fun movie?
I had big fun.
Well, I mean, it's not 5 jocks. Don't worry about that. Here's the thing. I'm actually fluctuating right on the fucking line of mediocrity because it's like this is either a jocks or a bag for me.
Okay.
Because like I think like this fucking hurts me because like this movie's bad and not. There's a lot of good what the fuck. There's about 20-30 minutes of bad what the fuck. And the really bad what the fuck is not fun at all. Like when they're just breakdancing and it's just like, yeah, I've seen the fucking basics of breakdancing and that's all you're doing for minutes at a time. It is not fun. But when it gets into the weird joysticks-esque fucking dumbass sexcapades or whatever, it's kind of watchable. I don't know. Like there's still a lot of what the fucks. I'm going to land on a single jocks as much as that kind of pains me to give a movie like this like a positive
to help
rating.
the rating, yeah.
But I mean, like, this is so fucking weird that I have to admit that you should probably see it. There's a large swath of this movie I was not enjoying at all, and coupled with the fact that I mean, this is a Blu-ray. We tried as hard as we could to make this watchable. And the dialogue is still fucking. I mean, I toyed around with if there's even subtitles on there. I thought about turning them on.
There's not.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
well, I didn't think that was an option considering the movie the menu was
There's no
play movie bonus, and I didn't figure subtitles were a bonus.
Yeah, no setups.
So I don't know. Like it's a weird ass movie. It's just there are long parts of it that are not even fun, weird, bad. It's just bad. And I think the main thing that was annoying the piss out of me is that when they were filming the break dances, they were filming them way too fucking close. Like,
Yeah.
there was a camera hovering over the people doing like the windmills things, and I was just like, this is actually just making me nauseous because it's like watching a fucking tilt-a-whirl. Like, I honestly think that's why I feel weird because like there was so much of that, just like it's too close, and you're like, I think your brain it's like that VR thing where my brain was just like, no, you're gonna get kicked in the face. You know, so like the whole time I'm just like wanting to pull back. Because danger, and not being able to because it's a fucking movie,
Right.
Again, loose terms.
Right.
Yeah.
So 1 jocks.
Well, yeah, watch it if you can. If you can find it, it's fucked up. I will admit that.
Okay.
This is weird because I want. A lot of the time, my rating kind of depends on should you see it, like especially when I'm in this. Either low jocks or bags territory. It's a should you see it sort of judgment call. But I'm going to do something a little bit weird for me and give this 2 bags, but you should see it. It is not enjoyable to watch, but there are moments of insanity that make it worth the price of admission. You'd be better off finding like a what the fuck supercut of this movie somehow, which does not exist. And
The supercut is on this Blu-ray, and it's 90 minutes long.
no, because there's a lot of actual fucking trash. It's not 90 minutes of like awesome, bank to bank.
Yeah, I mean, like you could have cut out everything to do with Max getting the bike back. Like he should have probably like kissed the girl and like maybe 3 seconds of just like him going down the street in a lady's dress and somebody going like, huh? And then like he just shows up at the competition. Like none of that was necessary. I didn't care about him like, oh, you're struggling because you're wearing a dress. You can't go down the weird steps on the passenger part of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah. Honestly, they should have thrown in a wicked witch. Somehow he's like riding along next to a bus that has a triangle on it that makes it look like a witch's hat, and then
see, this is what I'm saying. Just go back in time and fix shit and turn it into a cult classic.
Yeah, I can write this movie. I got this. But yeah, there's that. Pretty much the first half of this movie is like, oh, fucking get on with it, Jesus Christ! Like, I just don't have the patience for that. And I was real close for about 10 or 12 minutes. I was like, oh, I'm about to fucking fall asleep. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's only 3 of you. You have to pay attention. But yeah, it's just not, it's not enjoyable to me, except for like 2 or 3, because I was sitting there pretty much silent, and Chuck was cackling throughout the entire fucking thing.
Because it's great.
And I'm sitting there just like stone-faced, like, okay, all right. When are we going to get to a joke? Okay. So, 2 bags, fuck it.
I think.
But you should probably watch it at the same time. It's weird.
I think he cackled. Was it? There was one of the sound effects noises that you cackled the hardest at because it was so like, oh, yep, that's the noise you play when you touch that body part. I don't know if it was.
Oh,
like,
it was the inflatable boner.
Well, there's the inflatable boner that popped up, but then also like the lady's dad grabbed the guy's fake hooter.
Oh yeah,
and it went like a honk, honk, and it was like, oh
Yep,
really?
yep.
Like it was like, oh
yeah.
Chuck is 7 years old. It's okay.
It's just it is. I will admit, it is funny when once in a while when it's like we have now learned, unless you're fucking Disney Channel and you're not even, it's not even lowest common denominator. It's like you're marketing towards people's brains that aren't fully formed, and so like there's something kind of refreshing about going back to a time when it was like, oh yeah, that's the sound effect you do for touching a boob.
Yeah,
like,
honk.
yeah.
Yeah,
and that old car horn noise that even car horns don't make anymore. Just
Auga.
honk, honk,
Or Hong Kong, yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's take a break, shall we?
Okay.
boy,
Yes, boy, yoing, indeed.
I'm sorry. I laugh like an idiot at too many episodes of Beavis and Butthead to not ever find that funny.
Sure. All right, you get to watch us like make the sausage live here because we couldn't set something up earlier.
Right.
We're gonna have to do it. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Are you going to actually drag him into the thingerator?
I mean, we could just do this off air and just do audio only, but
No way.
no.
Put him on.
Okay. They say do it. You know what? No. We're gonna do audio only, and I'll tell you why afterwards.
Why?
Because I'm really afraid that I'm going to drag something that I don't want people to see while I'm fucking around with Windows
All right.
stuff. I don't
Right.
really want to be giving out my Skype name and stuff. I logged in with my own personal Skype.
Oh,
and shit.
gross. Okay.
Just
fine.
saying, I don't really want to do that.
Okay. Well, I told him that it's coming. Let's see what he says.
You could do it in studio, like, because
I'm saying when I'm dragging and resizing Windows and all this.
One scene, you don't have another
yeah.
scene for it. Okay.
Right. I mean, we never lined this up because we didn't think to do video ahead of time. Should have done that the other day when we
Can you change his image to an audio wave?
like actual real time one.
No. Just a picture of an audio wave. Special.
Beep, 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 beep.
Haha, hit video.
Yo. Since we're not going to try video, just turn it off. I don't know if you
Alright.
heard that discussion or not.
I did. I'm
Okay.
gonna pause the YouTube because it's way off. I think you already did. You shut off the video already? Hang on.
No.
How do I switch it just to audio then?
Just click the X on the camera thing. X on the camera thing.
Turn video off. There you go. I could have blurred my background.
X on
You
the
could
camera
have,
thing.
but
Let's see.
we will do this later and like actually get it properly sized and ready for
Yeah.
display and all that. I started thinking about that. I was looking at like my Skype window. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
All right, turn the video off. How echoey do I sound?
Yeah, you're fine.
You're fine.
A little bit.
It's fine.
We're all fine here.
Oh, great. So how's it going, man?
Whoa.
Got another one.
Are people hearing me? Or
They should
don't
be.
I don't know. Hey,
Hey, chat. Can you hear a remote Mackie?
Can you hear Mackie Mac?
How about we shut up and Mackie talks and you look at the thing?
okay. I will talk and look at the thing. I'm not sick, Moonpier. I'm just
Yes, he can be heard.
home. Hooray!
He's got the Rona.
No, I don't. Honest, I don't.
All right.
He's got the Rona. And now we're gonna all have it. What the fuck over there?
I'm sorry. These bugs are.
Yeah.
He's got rice-a-roni.
As soon as
If anybody's gonna get it,
there's
it's
like
gonna
one
be Chuck.
bug lands,
Chuck
on me
already
for the next
had
12
it.
hours.
so-
I'm like, I'm covered in bugs.
Turn Mackie up some, please.
I wish I could.
You cannot.
I mean,
Oh, no.
I think. I mean, let me see if Skype's got a volume control that I can wiggle.
I will shout at you.
Fuck yeah, wiggle it. Wiggle that shit.
Nope, hold. I just held the call. Sorry. We're resuming. Sorry about that.
Hey,
Wrong-
buddy.
Wrong option.
Hey, why'd you put me on
let's,
hold, man?
let's put the audio options right next to a hold button.
Yeah, it's pretty silly, isn't it?
That's max level.
Okay,
I mean, we've always had.
Mackie, do you have an input volume that you can turn up?
I'm looking. Not really. At least
Okay.
let me go in audio settings
How's
and
that?
see if it
Is that
can mess
better?
with it.
How's that better? Is he coming clear now?
Keep
Hmm?
talking, buddy.
Yeah, I'll keep talking.
That's loud.
There, he is louder. Hooray.
I also need to download Audacity and record this locally just in case.
Who's that?
Who's
Oh,
what?
The Audacity.
Just in case.
Oh,
I did test. So I was on a. We do video calls like every morning at 8:30 for work because my management treats us like children, and that's why we have lost about 27 people in the last year and a half.
not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good turnover ratio. But I was testing Audacity this morning, and I was surprised to learn that it will record from the same audio source that you're using on some sort of a call. I was like, "Fuck yeah, good job!"
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I
do
was
it,
just
man.
like pleasantly surprised that something actually worked the way I wanted it to in this day and age.
How are we? Are we like the right level on your side?
Oh yeah, you sound great.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Of course,
You sound wonderful.
We sound amazing.
Yeah, strangely, this in here sounds better than it does in the dining room where I've been having my office. So we'll see. We definitely need to get the rug back in here and get all the soft surfaces going.
Really ties the room together.
Yeah, because the dining room is literally like a glass table, like hardwood floors. Everything is like there are literally no soft surfaces in that room. Even the shutters on the window are all hard. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be noisy as fuck in here.
Get a studio made of vibranium.
I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be kind of awesome.
Definitely got to
though.
go with adamantium
Right.
or unobtainium.
All right, let's open this up. All right, Audacity. Yes, don't show it startup. My God. My God. You said we record at 96K, right? Isn't that what we said?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it really shouldn't matter. We're all going to get mixed together.
Yeah, we get mixed down anyway. But 96K sounds good.
Oh.
All right, mono.
96K.
recording,
Sounds
input,
good.
Audio.
New track.
Bills
Blue Snowball. Yeah, we're good.
Got a new track.
Yeah.
Cool.
So who's got what?
Oh, I got.
Fucking nothing.
Oh, I got movies.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I got movies.
Oh, I got movies.
I got
I got one, and then I got a TV series, a season of television.
All right.
Your mouse is loud.
My mouse.
Your mouse is loud.
Well, I will only click it when I unclick the pause button to record.
Mouse is loud.
Loud mouse.
Mackie has not watched Delivery Boys, I don't believe.
Mackie should watch Delivery Boys.
Whew.
Even your two bags says watch Delivery Boys.
Yeah, but
No, I thought about watching it, and then I didn't because I wanted to finish the TV show I had been watching.
I was gonna watch it, but I didn't.
Nah.
Nah. Even Jen was like, "You're not going to watch the movie?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to be on the episode, so no."
So fuck him.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Now.
I'll watch it someday, Chuck. Just like I think the only one that I actually caught up on was Samurai Cop 2, and then I was like, wow, this might be the movie that's angered me the most in the history of movies.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
We didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah, no, you missed some movies that you should watch.
What are you
yeah,
wearing,
I know.
Chuck?
Like, oh god, what was the Roddy Piper and
are you wearing?
Billy Blank's one?
I don't know. It was asked in the chat. I'm just making it creepy.
I didn't see it in the chat, so I just thought you'd lost your goddamn mind.
That happened like 400 fucking episodes
Well,
ago.
this is a Versace shirt.
No, I didn't say who are you wearing. I said
Oh.
what are you wearing?
T-shirt.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's not a Black Knight T-shirt
It's
as in
Free
the
Play
pinball
Florida.
table. Right, I know. I was explaining.
Did you show it to the audience?
I was
What is it?
explaining.
I don't want to.
Show it, Chuck.
I don't want to.
Show.
No,
Show
I
them.
will not. I will not.
It's a pinball show shirt. That
Pinball show
happens to look mostly like the Black
Yeah.
Knight,
From the era that we used to get to go
Ah, yeah.
places.
but I believe he's like riding the joust chicken or whatever the fuck they are.
Riding the joust chicken.
Just ostrich.
Yeah,
Are they
man.
ostriches?
Yeah, they're ostriches.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that looks more like a flamingo, sort of, doesn't it? No, I don't know. Who knows? Whatever, man. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
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 All right. Let's do it.
Okay. Do you have anything? You
No.
nothing.
No.
Wow.
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 All right. Let's do
I
this.
could say exclusive break content. I finally watched last episode of McMillions, and yeah, you were right. We just fucking let all these fucking assholes off scot free. Just like, hey, steal $1 billion and maybe go to jail for 11 months. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I felt like, all right. While we're doing the second or middle content, I'm just gonna say, I let myself get sucked into that. Normally, I fucking hate all true crime, whatever autopsy. I don't give a shit. You're a fucking criminal. It's not me. I'm not here to fucking pass judgment as a viewer, or
Right.
I'm not a judge. I don't give a shit. I mean, obviously, crime's bad, generally speaking. but I just
Strong
don't.
stance.
A bold
But
statement.
I'm just saying, by and large, I don't
Sure.
care. You did the crime. I don't give a fuck. I'm not entertained by watching how you got away with the crime or didn't get away with the crime. But I got sucked into that, and then when it was all over, it was like, well, is crime bad or not? I don't know. I mean, I was just like, because
What is this? I missed the beginning of the.
McMillions.
the
Oh, okay.
Monopoly thing.
Because it gets to the very end and they act like, yeah, but 9/11 happened, so really
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it blew out of the news cycle. So who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly thought like they weren't going to solve the case
Yeah.
because 9/11 was going to happen, and they were just going to be like, nope.
And then
everybody
we all got
solves
pulled off the
terrorism
case
now.
and everyone disappeared into the wind.
Sure. That would have been a better ending. But I
But
mean,
are
you know,
those people in super jail now?
No.
no, that's
No, did they do?
you probably
6
should have been tipped off by the fact that they were interviewing
Yeah.
most of the people during.
Well,
this.
it's been 20 years.
The worst of them got 36 months and has to pay restitution of like $90 a month. For
The
his
one guy's still in jail.
No, that dude was out.
I'm just pretty sure he
Oh, he
said I
was?
don't. want
Yeah,
to do
because they
anything
passed
to
by
it."
his house, his fucking McMansion that he
Okay.
got to keep.
It's been a couple years, or not a couple years, a couple weeks since I watched it.
Yeah.
So I
So they got to keep all their shit too.
Pretty much, yes.
hmm Some of them, yeah.
And
Well, I
pay
mean,
The
just
people
the
that actually like claimed the tickets, basically, they didn't have shit
Mhm.
because they had
were
to pay the
lied
taxes,
to.
obviously, but they also had to pay like the finder's fee to get the ticket.
Mhm.
So they were left with like, like one lady, she cashed $1 million ticket and she said she ended up with like what, 50 grand, something like that.
if that.
Yeah. It's pretty shitty.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was trying to get at. Like when it was all over, I felt like at one point in time it was like, yeah, fuck yeah, like let's do a crime, because I get swept up in whatever thing, like
Yeah,
when
I'm
watching
into crime.
when I'm watching a heist movie, I'm like, fuck yeah, why are we not doing a heist right now? Because I'm very, very easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Like I'm just saying, I go with the fucking wind,
Yeah,
Well,
you're very pro heist.
Yeah.
When they got to the one old dude who, they were like, so if this situation was presented to you again, would you do it?
He's just like,
After he'd been in jail,
yeah,
He's
he's like in a fucking heartbeat, I believe is what he
he
said.
said tomorrow.
Yeah,
I would do this tomorrow.
Good for him.
Crime pays.
but I mean, that's what I was kind of getting at. I was like, it kept taking dips of like, oh no, this is probably bad because I mean, it's showing you the people that were conned by the conners. You know, like people who were part of the con, but were also like taken advantage of. Those the poor people who cashed in the tickets and things like that, how they got fucked. And it's like, well, obviously this doesn't pay, you know. And then it's like, well, except it kind of did for the people at the top, and also, yeah, nothing fucking all that bad happened.
Well, wait, the people who got like 50 grand, did they get to keep it, or they
Oh,
spend
no.
it on
I'm
like
pretty
jet
sure they
skis and
got
shit?
fucked all the way
Yeah.
the worst ways. I'm pretty sure like they had to pay the most in like restitutions and like give up money. I don't know. I mean, the one lady was obviously living in a fairly nice house considering what she was talking about,
Yeah.
the state of where she lived at the time.
Right.
So I'm sure she still had some money, or maybe she just made her life better. I don't know.
No, I think that lady was saying that like the FBI owns the note on her house now, and she has to pay them.
Okay.
But they let her live there still.
Yeah,
they didn't
that's-
confiscate her house.
That's the thing. It's like when it was all over, it was like, yeah, that's. I mean, fuck. I don't know how I feel now.
exactly.
Well, just
Do
yeah,
crimes,
just stop
everybody.
paying the fucking
Well,
FBI.
and when
Fuck
they
them.
reveal how he actually pulled it off, it's kind of like super anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like 30 seconds of, yeah, he did this.
Yeah, it was like, the lady wasn't paying attention. He went to the bathroom with the missing or the winning pieces and stole them.
Because I don't know how many times over the course of the first 5 episodes they're like, we just couldn't figure out how he did it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, here's how he did it.
Yeah, it's really
Oh,
not
that's
that.
really fucking simple.
Yeah, not that impressive.
Yeah, no, the person who was with him just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, you know, but the way they were building it up, I was like, oh, you made fucking crop circles to distract people and came over here and fucking like, you know, I was expecting like a Scully style. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, how did this come together?
Like, fucking now you see you, now you don't.
Well, yeah. Well, even when they reveal who the informant was, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It's like, wait,
All
we
right.
don't even know this person.
Did they give him a
Yeah.
stupid informant name?
No.
no,
It's-
no,
it's
they,
just-
they
Arch or
named
just-
the person specifically.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where the first 5 episodes built everything up so much
Yeah.
that the real thing was like, all right.
And it should be noted, it's not the investigators that gave up the informant. They were going to take that to the grave. But
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the other people was like, no, it's fucking this person.
Yeah, it's my mother-in-law.
Well, I wasn't going to fucking say it, but
This is a halftime. Nobody gives a shit.
he hasn't watched it. People listening might fucking want to watch it, Chuck.
It's a
Jesus,
thing.
Chuck.
It happened. It's
Why don't you just tell us what happens in the descent? Too,
Sorry.
dumbass?
Julius Caesar got stabbed a bunch, guys.
I mean, Julius Caesar happened.
You're talking about the
A
crime
long time
versus
ago.
all of the whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
basically everything they spend the entire show hiding. Yeah.
I was
I mean,
dancing
it's
around.
fine. It's fine. That side of the table doesn't care about spoilers. They all suck.
I was dancing all around the fucking spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm just joking about the fact that you go, I don't want to be spoilery, but I'm gonna get real close.
At some point,
I know,
here's the thing:
I
is
know
like,
it's fine. I'm
how
messing
do you
with
talk about a movie at all if you can't talk about
you.
what's in the trailer?
You just don't.
You know?
Just say you liked it. 1 star, 2 stars.
Oh, last thing before we start, I just want to say about Delivery Boys. When-
You had a whole half to
no,
talk
no, no.
about it.
Hang on. So when I was researching it to see if we wanted to watch it or not, I knew what the movie was about, and because the plot description said nothing, it was just all breakdancing Delivery Boys. I was like, fuck yeah. So then I watched the trailer. There's not a single frame of breakdancing in that trailer. They don't say the word. They don't say that they are dancers. None of it. They just make it look like a wacky Porky's comedy. Like, sex things and fart jokes.
Sex, noise, and fart.
Not a single frame of breakdancing.
title of my sex tape.
The title of your sex tape is not a single frame of breakdancing.
Yes.
Accurate.
Okay.
Not these days. I'm too old. Too old for that shit. Anyway, let's do this shit.
All right. You can go first.
Oh, so I got to clap. Shush.
All right, fine.
All right, and welcome back.
Hey, Bamcast, second half.
Hey.
Featuring special guest.
It's Skypey. I mean, Mackie.
Hey,
Skypey, Mackie.
hey guys. Hashtag hey guys.
Hashtag welcome back to the podcast after your
Thanks.
brief half-episode hiatus.
Yeah, I took some time off. I didn't want to watch the Newsboys or whatever the hell you watched. And,
Yes, we watched Newsies.
We watched
It was
Newsies.
real good.
Yeah. I heard there was breakdancing.
That's
all I know.
Maybe. Not as advertised.
Oh,
I mean, there
Well, then.
there was a lot of breakdancing, but you didn't miss much.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I kind of have some weird theme stuff that I could lump my movies together. I guess let me say this because I don't want to like step in and necessarily monopolize this because we didn't really discuss how many movies you have, how new they are, yada yada. I do have one brand spanking fucking new movie, so I figured I should probably lead with that. Maybe.
Okay.
Do it.
I mean, I have two 2020 movies, so they kind of feel like the ones that need to be talked about first.
Do them.
Okay. Well, I do not remember. I believe we were taking some correspondence, and somebody was pretty hype about us getting on the Invisible Man train, considering how much we hyped the shit out of Upgrade.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I believe Evan on Twitter was a big
right.
proponent.
So yeah, I watched the Invisible Man.
Wow. That story went places.
Yeah.
Did you see the man?
What man?
How is John Cena as an actor?
He's fine.
Okay, I got all my jokes in.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 5-star movie for me. That movie's fucking
Oh
fantastic.
God, no, thank God.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's marvelously made, marvelously acted. I kind of loved everything about it. And honestly, like, I'm trying to think like what to say, because the only thing I'd heard prior to this, besides, hey, I saw a trailer and was like, okay, that looks interesting. Didn't put together who made it or anything. And then someone was like, hey, the guy who made the new Invisible Man movie made Upgrade. And I was like, what? Suddenly more interested now.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I kind of heard otherwise was the level of stress you will feel depending on gaslighting, I guess. Is the just like what's your tolerance level for like people in a movie just not believing a victim, despite all
the evidence that we've seen.
all the evidence we've seen, and just like how the fuck is this not
Right.
coming together? But it never reached some feverish pace where I was like, oh, I actually feel ill, because like that's what I was kind of prepping myself for, and that's all. Like I was like, I'm just gonna watch this movie. That's the only thing that got stuck in my brain because I didn't want it to, and I was just expecting like, I might not enjoy this because I might have a tolerance level of like, holy shit, just fucking, how can this be going so perfect for the asshole versus like the victim? And I feel like this movie does a really good job of like where you're just about the time you're like, what the fuck? Like something will happen and it's just like, oh, okay, cut a break, and something, it never reaches like a level where it's just like, I am so unbelievably pissed right now that I'm gonna scream internally. You do get that way, but like I said, it has nice little dips where it's like just about the time the tension builds, there's a breaker, and it's just like, well, things aren't better, but at least they've transitioned from this quagmire we're in currently, and into the next one. But yeah, it's marvelously made, like top to bottom, so good.
Oh, good.
Sorry, I'm just loving the bug dance that we were doing over here. So I don't know what the fuck all of a
Flew
sudden.
right into me. Son of a bitch.
Apparently, we let a fucking pack of insects in here at some point in time.
Like just like right into my face, and it stayed there for a second.
Yes.
Fucking uncomfortable. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I will say, just commenting, I disagree. I understand that like we've kind of narrowed our quote unquote genres down to just basic levels, but I kind of. This is going to be weird because I feel like I've actually argued exactly against this same point here. But what we collectively have come to call horror,
Right.
this is in that genre.
Yeah.
Because it needs a place on digital services to appear.
Sure.
I will argue, yes, it's horror, but just don't expect. It's more in the old '80s VHS days. It's a thriller. Like horror implies like some supernatural, like
A suspense thriller.
yeah, like horror tends to suggest something supernatural or something that's not generally going to happen to you. Like I think I've been on this podcast in the past advocating that to me the scariest horror things are like Night of the Hunter, Silence of the Lambs, the Alien, because yes, we don't have aliens or giant space trucks, but it's all so believable to the point that it's like, okay, in that situation it is a believable plot. Just like, hey, what's this thing do? And next thing you know, you're fucked. Like I said, I've argued that like the realistic horror is far more horror than Jason, Freddy, ghosts, and shit like that. So
Ghosts are real.
okay, I won't argue. I don't care. But yes, I mean, I'm just saying, like, do not expect like, oh, there's going to be some fucking supernatural blah 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 explanation. Yeah. And the last point I want to make is there's something about this dude's films. I'm going to lump in one that I know that it's not him, but like between Ex Machina, Upgrade, and this. 2 out of the 3, I want to live in the villain's house so bad. Like, where they were fighting for this shit is amazing. And honestly, they're like, this may be a reused location from Upgrade that's just like redressed. It is just this cool ass like future fucking house, and I want to live in these places so much. I mean, this one's not like super futury. It's just like, wow,
Right.
this is a badass house.
I think they're all in Australia. We just have
Probably,
to
yeah.
have to leave.
But anyway, just last little side note I think I want to make.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to make a theme for what I'm lumping these movies together, it's women in trouble or with troubles.
Women with troubles.
Yeah, lady troubles.
Okay. Oh.
Not those kind of lady troubles. Just like, because obviously this is, Invisible Man is about what it's about, and the next thing is
A man who's invisible.
Obviously.
Oh,
right. It's really more about the woman. The man is just a catalyst.
So it should be called The Visible Woman.
It should be called the Visible Woman, but we're just not in that society.
Next thing you know, the feminazis will make that happen.
It's really more about the visible woman than the invisible man. Yes, that is very accurate to this movie, actually. The next movie I watched, only because it's new. I'm only going based off of age, and this is a fairly new movie. I watched Horse Girl, the movie that, all right, this appeared on Netflix, and I would forgive you for being like, oh, another movie that popped up on Netflix I've never heard of.
Horse Girl was
it's-
all over Netflix.
it's
Okay.
the
If you
what's her
missed it.
face?
Yeah, it's Alison Brie.
Yeah, okay.
And some other people that you might recognize in it, but not. She's the main star of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
My Letterboxd review, and I know we're just joking about this, but we enter weird territory with movies like this, where even just saying what I'm about to say could be construed as a spoiler, and I do not know where the cutoff is, because this is one of those movies where I feel like half of me is like, go in blind and see what this movie becomes, and the other half of me is like, no, you need just a little bit of prep for where this movie fucking goes.
Right.
And
Is it a surprise?
it's not a surprise per se. It's just the movie starts as one weird kind of movie and morphs into a completely different kind of weird kind of movie by the end. And I'm going to say it, and I apologize if you want unfreshness, but like, not as weird, but similar to Sorry to Bother You.
I
saying,
haven't seen that either, so I'm good.
So I'm saying, like, you start watching one movie and you're like, this is a weird situation, and then by the end you're like, what in the living fuck is happening right now?
Right.
So wait, so you say Horse Girl, and then you say Sorry to Bother You.
Right. I'm not saying it goes in the same similar. I am just saying that the movie you start watching is so far from the movie that is happening by the end of it that
Okay.
it feels like it bears some kind of disclaimer.
Okay.
And I
Horse people notwithstanding.
horse people notwithstanding. Yes, I get
it.
I'm with you. But yeah, it's a study in possible insanity, but also kind of gives you that glint of like, maybe it's not. It's this like unreliable narrator thing wrapped in this what we're being shown with, maybe also. I don't know.
All right.
When it's
Okay.
all over, it's a thing. It's a thing. I like
So
it mostly.
would you recommend it?
I would, only with that small caveat of like, just know this is not going to be like some normal movie. This is not going to be some run-of-the-mill like, here's a weird little drama about the quote-unquote horse girl from school. I think everyone like had one growing up, didn't they? Like someone
yeah.
who's just like
There were-
way too into horses, and even when they grew up, it's like, maybe you
Yeah,
should grow.
I've seen those videos.
Maybe you should
I mean-
not care about horses as much anymore. Yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things where part of me like is I'm equally divided of like, cinema is supposed to shock you and not be run of the mill, and you should go into everything expecting to be surprised and delighted by the magical world of cinema. And then there are things where, because cinema has become so like, this is how a movie goes, and and everyone's happy at the end, that when you have this weird thing like this, it's just like, I might want to warn you, shit's about to get weird. That's all.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So Still would recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's obviously easily digestible. It's just
Yep.
a weird ass thing. And now I will pause and move on because I might have more ladies in trouble, but I will save it.
Okay.
Mackie, why don't
So
you
is it,
talk about
is it my
thing?
turn?
It is.
Man, I revisited a movie that felt like it was time to rewatch it. And I rewatched Idiocracy.
There you go.
Apropos?
Yeah. Yeah. What to say about Idiocracy at this point? I mean, everyone knows all the jokes. They still work. It's just that whole movie is all premise and not really plot, and it doesn't. I guess the plot comes together better than Office Spaces does, but I think Office Space is a better movie with, strangely enough, more to say than Idiocracy does, if that makes sense. Even though like everybody's like, holy shit, Idiocracy, it's a documentary now, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, it kind of is, but yeah. I mean, they elected a president who talked the best shit. So, life imitates art sometimes.
I think Office
yeah,
Space also
it's-
suffers from like he was thinking about making that for way, way longer. So I think it's just like he made a short, animated film and things like that. That it's like by the time it came to make the movie, it was just like, well, you just got to find actors and stuff that match the things that are already in your head for 10 plus years.
Yeah. It's funny that like kind of the most relevant thing for me was the point when Brondo, the CEO, calls the cabinet and he's just like, our stocks dropped to zero and the computer automatically laid off everybody. What do we do? And it's like, yeah, that's what the algorithm's going to do one day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Totally
Yeah.
is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. It's one of those movies that's weird to watch now, only because like everybody has said every joke that's in it at this point, and a lot of times they get them wrong. So it's almost like you watch it in the movie, you're like, wait, no, that's. Oh wait, he said it like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. All right then. But yeah, I mean, it's still well worth a watch. It's still funny and sad and sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still recommend it for sure, but it's still kind of a mess as well. Like, some of the way like the backgrounds and some of the shots are just like, oof, they cut your budget big time, didn't they?
Well, they just straight up didn't let him finish, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my understanding, yeah.
That's why like huge chunks of it are just narration while some characters kind of talk to each other, but there's huge swaths of that movie that are just like, oh, they didn't film this.
Yeah, but there's so much like little stuff, like the latte with full release. And just, because when he's like, man, I could go for a Starbucks. And the one guy's just like, we don't have time for hand jobs right now.
Yeah.
I like the I don't know why the visual joke of Fuddrucker's name changing throughout the years is just still great.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some real good jokes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still better than Extract.
Yeah, I still haven't gone back to Extract. I want to try it, but I know that I'm going to just be bitterly disappointed by it. And
There's just no jokes in Extract. It's so strange. It's just him making a movie about how he can't get laid anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I'm sorry for you, I guess.
sucks.
I know it's not even the right movie, but I know Extract has what's his face? Arrested Development guy just went out of my head.
Jason Bateman?
Jason-
Yes, Jason Bateman. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Like I know it's not even the right movie,
Yeah.
but like there was that one poster for Jason Bateman that fucking
the
ruined
Switch.
fucking ruined Jason Bateman for me forever because he was just making that Jason Bateman DreamWorks face while he's looking at the test tube, and it's like for some reason my brain is just like, oh well, that's Extract because you're gonna extract the juice into the test tube, but all I can see is just that like. Look, and it's just like, yeah, that fucking face that ruined Jason Bateman for me forever. That movie. Congratulations, The Switch. You ruined Jason Bateman.
Yeah. He drank cum.
Okay, I don't think I never watched the movie. That poster, I'm saying that fucking poster
Yeah.
ruined Jason Bateman in a single image.
That's what happened there.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, Extract. Obviously, he's gonna jizz into the cup. A little Extract. Because the
Obviously.
Switch doesn't make any fucking sense for the title of a jizz cup on the poster.
So what? Do you just propose they call it Jizz Cup?
Sure.
Might as well. That's what Idiocracy would have called it.
Yeah.
True,
90 minutes
true.
of it making DreamWorks face into a Jizz Cup. It won 9 Oscars. Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, we hijacked you there.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's fine, man. Yeah, I mean, it. Like I said, it's still worth watching, but goddamn, it kind of hurts to watch in certain portions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he'd been able to make the full movie he wanted to make because I'd be really curious to see how it would have turned out.
I was always amazed that he got to keep making them.
Yeah,
Like, especially Extract. Like, but third time around, it was like, why? Who are you? Why? You don't trust him. You don't have any faith in him. Why do you keep letting
Are
him
you
make
sure he
movies?
wasn't just self-funding at that point? I mean, he has a fuckload of money from Beavis and Butthead
Sure.
merchandising and everything.
King of
he's
Hell,
a,
too.
He's a rich motherfucker.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I watched a quick little thing about Office Space, and he was seriously thinking about just funding that himself. If he had that much money at that point,
Yeah.
besides Office Space being a big hit.
did he stick around for Silicon Valley like the whole time, or did he pass it off to people by the end of it?
I think it was like a J.J. Abrams to Lost kind of thing. I think he
Yeah.
just kind of like...
He was still like directing episodes and
Was he?
stuff.
Okay,
And
that's
he
right.
might have been in the writer's room still, but I don't think he was the lead writer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, I got TV unless you got other movies you want to talk about.
I have 2 other movies, but go for it.
Do it.
Yeah. You want me to go?
Sure.
All right.
Unless somebody else
Well,
has
I mean,
things.
okay. I'll finish my... Keep going on my ladies' issues thing. All right.
Would you say you're going through a period?
I might be having at least an exclamation point. Only this is not one of those like you're wrong kind of. I feel like every once in a while when one of us watches this movie and it's just like, someone else on the podcast is like gonna turn around and watch it and be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, like trying to create debate. You talking about it was just reminded me that I want to watch it, and I watched Edge of 17.
Okay.
I've been meaning to watch that movie for what, almost 3 years now.
Sure.
I mean, I think it came out in 2017. Pretty sure.
Well,
2016. Holy
okay.
shit! So yeah,
I'm surprised you hadn't yet, because teenager movies are kind of your thing.
they are kind of my thing. I mostly nearly 100% love this movie.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm with you on this. I think one of your chief complaints was like it felt like one of those teen movies written by someone who was clearly not a teen anymore.
Yes.
I don't necessarily agree. I mean, I the Haley Steinfeld character is clearly wise behind her years, or whatever you want to say that kind of character is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone else is, what I know about teenagers, fairly accurate to nowish. Like, I mean, other than like only because it was the joke in one of the Jump Street movies. There's a point where she calls the hunky Asian dude who's also supposed to not be cool and hot. That's one of this movie's sins, is like everyone's attractive and then they're trying to do the you're not attractive thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she calls him on his phone and he's just like, hello, and it's like I was so expecting like the who the fuck died answer the call. That was like the only thing where I was like, that's not realistic, text. But yeah, no, I mean, I was going for part weird, but on my Letterboxd reviews, because that's what people respond to on Letterboxd, and also I don't care about reviewing. It's more like I've started assigning star ratings just to keep them in my diary easier.
Yeah.
But like, this is basically "Don't Be a Dick" the movie. Like that's literally the moral reason for this movie to exist, is like, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine to be charming dick, like how Woody Harrelson and her banter, like,
Right.
just kind of being assholes to each other with like, a layer of love behind it, like we do, but it's like, this is basically like, you're wrong if you think you're superior all the time. Like, I mean, I think one of the first things you can learn as a human and take to heart is that you don't fucking know everything.
Right.
And the smartest person who has ever lived, if you take all of the knowledge in the universe, they knew less than 1%. And so, like, no matter how awesome you are, you're not that great. It takes everybody to make the world work.
Yeah.
So I think that's just kind of like, it's a wholesome moral in an age where so many of these other things can be just glib and nihilistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I was with it. And I will make the joke I made in Letterboxd only so I can lead into what I'm going to talk about next. As how many times are we going to have movies named after a popular song
Right.
that don't include that song in it?
Yep.
Because the whole time I was just like, I don't even care if it's not Stevie Nicks. Like,
Yeah.
somebody's got to be like a white-winged dove by the end of this fucking movie.
Yeah. Do the slow, sad pop version of it now.
Sure. I don't care if it's a cover. I mean,
Yeah.
but I was just like, oh, it never came.
You wonder if they're like, yeah, we want to license a song for this movie that uses that as the name, and so the agent's immediately like, yeah, that'll cost you 4 times as much as normal.
I feel like that's why people do covers, though, because it's like either you can just do it or it's very cheap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's weird.
But yeah, I mean, that's super. I mean, I didn't give it a full 5 stars. It's not because of it missing the song or anything dumb like that. I mean, my joking things on Letterboxd was
No,
like,
you would give it 1 star then.
yes, I would. True, is because they didn't use the song and you named the movie after the song, which it's not Edge of 17 because she actually is 17. So your name of your movie doesn't even work, and you named it after a pop song and it's not even there. So that whole thing is not that important.
Right.
But also, like I said, just the like, how many damn movies are we going to pretend that like Haley Steinfeld is not gorgeous and smart and likable? You know, it's like, it's just, I know it's a TV trope thing, but it's like, I'm so sick of like obviously gorgeous people being the ugly person in the group.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just it's like, okay, you know, like post Not Another Teen Movie, should we not have realized that maybe that was a dumb trope all along and stopped doing it? But we keep going, we just keep going. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so I jokingly said, "Well, I'm off to watch The Only Living Boy in New York," and I did go and watch
okay.
The Only Living Boy in New York.
All right. Does that have the song in it?
It does. It has the song.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's one of those movies that's like, it's not a parents movie, because I know we've described things as that, where it's just like, that's a way you can spend 2 hours and it's not going to offend anybody. Here, what was your, somebody in the park, was some president in the park, was your ultimate like parents movie? Yeah.
Hyde Park on Hudson.
There you go. But wasn't it about like some like person like riding in a horse-drawn carriage or something in the park? I don't fucking remember. Doesn't matter. But like, it's,
He gets a hand job from his cousin.
Oh, is that
you
what it
know, in a motorized carriage,
Okay.
also known as a car.
who the fuck are we talking about? I don't remember what the fucking movie was. I did not watch it.
It was the one where Bill Murray was like FDR.
Okay, there you go.
But no, that was not a parents movie. God, I'm trying to think of what the prime example of it was.
Oh, see, I thought it was that one. I thought it was like somebody who's playing a famous president or socialite or something like that.
No, like Rum Diary, the one with Johnny Depp. That's a total parents movie because like nothing fucking happens at all. There's no conflict. It just people hanging out in the '60s,
Right.
and then it's over.
Yeah.
But not like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I mean, so all right, so The Only Living Boy in New York, not quite a parents movie, but also just kind of semi by the numbers. It's like a by the numbers for intellectual, like feel like you're watching a novel unfold movies. You know, like it does like when it's all over. Like I was enjoying it while I was watching it. When it was over, it was like, yeah, okay, that's like I read a novelette. And maybe I
Novella.
yeah.
Novelette.
I don't fucking read, obviously.
You got any of them novelettes?
No, I've said like there are movies like about intelligent.
Novelito.
They're like the Raisinets of novels.
Let me get a box of novelettes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's
Cigarolo.
it's about East Coast elite, smart people
Uh-huh.
who have smart discussions and talk about writers and art. All the people we were making fun of for sipping champagne in the back of Delivery Boys.
Yeah.
However, them having stimulating conversations and things like that, like a Woody Allen movie without all the grossness.
Oh.
So, just that kind of like, if you like, smart, chatty people without having a possible pedophile as your lead actor, go watch The Lonely Living Boy in New York. Because it does kind of have that, like, smart people do dumb shit too, but also then maybe there's somebody amongst the group who's smart and writes a book about it, and it's all okay in the end, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's fine to watch. Like there is absolutely no reason to run out and see it, but it was perfectly acceptable and does in fact contain the Simon and Garfunkel song. So
5 jocks.
yeah, I almost feel like there was something in the score was like using that into the score too. Like it wasn't like full
Even
on
better.
like here's an orchestral version of Simon and Garfunkel, but it was like I'm pretty sure there's aspects of that song in the score. So
Cool.
it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's an Amazon Prime thing, so it's like you can, easily again watch it if you happen to have Prime. But it's fine. It has a cast. I mean, it's got Jeff Bridges, it's got Kate Beckinsale, Pierce Brosnan. Like these people
It's
are.
fine. It has a cast.
As a cast, people are in it.
I'm saying like good actor people are in it.
It's by the guy who made the Spiders Man.
It is, yeah. And 500 Days of Summer before that.
I like that movie.
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's got a musical number in it
Hmm.
because he fucked. I mean, I'm just saying, if there's ever a reason for a musical number in
It's
a
a good
movie,
reason to have a musical number.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just said so.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
is that it? Or-
I mean, I watched one other movie, but I think I want to save it for next week
okay.
because I think it's going to pair well with another movie I've been meaning to watch,
Okay.
and I would rather do weird little themes.
Hey,
Well,
man,
you
and
did
I'm
your
also,
life.
and also, I'm still formulating thoughts on it because it's not what the fuck like Horse Girl, but it's still kind of what the fuck, and I feel like I want to land on it better than I have right now.
Okay.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, otherwise been watching TV and stuff, and nothing particularly important. Ooh, I don't have a lot. I have a lot to say, but I might because Chuck might start asking me questions. Spoiler, I had never, and I think Chuck already knows this. I had never seen The Black Hole. I have watched The Black Hole.
Oh, yeah.
Black Hole's good.
Is it though?
Oh, fuck off.
No, I mean like that. You want to talk about what the fuck endings?
Yes. Now imagine being 6 years old and watching that.
All right, I was trying to do some digging about who was in charge of Disney from about 1975 to about 1983
Uh-huh.
because they were fucking with kids.
Yeah, they were. Like Something Wicked This Way Comes. And,
Yeah, the Black Cauldron is fucking weird and
Yeah.
dark, and
The Watcher in the Woods.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Tron is kind of fucked up for kids.
Yes,
really,
it is.
as a kid's vehicle.
But
yeah,
The Black Hole is especially fucked up.
yeah. I mean,
But
it's
it's got that cute little robot.
yeah. I mean, it's like it's fine. I did not hate The Black Hole. I'm just saying, like when it was done, I was like, what?
Hey, Disney, especially during that time period, they didn't always play it safe. And I don't know if if no one was paying attention when they made The Black Hole, but that ending, now from my understanding, is that they were just writing the script every day on set. So, but
I mean, I appreciate from the standpoint
Shit.
because I feel like were they trying to make a throwback sci-fi movie? Because it's like we had moved past this, especially
they
with
were
this-
trying to make Star Wars.
They were,
Yeah.
like legitimately.
They were like, we got to get a sci-fi thing out there.
Whole. I thought they were like doing a cute retro pastiche of like Logan's Run era sci-fi, and it's like we had moved past this.
No, this was, hey, the kids like the Star Wars. Let's make one.
Well, okay, swing and a miss in that case. Because, like I said, I mean, I was enjoying it from a cute, like, oh yeah, like
Sure.
this is how sci-fi movies used to be.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was getting very strong, like, Forbidden Planet vibes and things like that era, and I was like, oh, okay, they were like trying to make a 50/60 sci-fi movie in an era where Star Wars existed. I guess I can respect that.
Well, they were trying to make a sci-fi movie in an era where, this at the time, this rebel guy came out of nowhere and was like, I'm going to make Star Wars, and it was just like, well, that's different. And they were like, make one of those, but do it with a studio. And it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good that I've seen it. I mean, it's
neat.
It
I
is-
mean,
it is,
there's
yeah.
some neat stuff in it, even if it's silly in spots and some of it kind of drags. There's a bunch of running around at the end that is just like, okay, I get it. This ship is blowing up. I get it. It's just now we run through the jungle section of the ship. Now we run through the.
I was getting a Force Unleashed 2 vibe from the end of that movie because
Yeah.
it's like, well, you just ran through all the levels you ran through before. Cool. Now they're just, except they're
Backwards.
semi-exploding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry for the video game reference on a movie podcast, but that movie or that game sucks in that regard. It's 3 levels and then go back through the 3 levels that are now destroyed. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But yeah, that's. I think that's it. I think that's the last thing I watched that was like I had never, ever seen this again. At least that I want to talk about. Right
Okay.
now.
Mackie, talk about TV.
All right. Started and finished Hunters on Amazon.
Wow.
The one with Al Pacino.
I didn't think you would finish that.
Yeah, it gets. Okay, first 4 episodes are bad. They're not good.
Okay.
It's not a good show.
Okay.
Once they finally get into the plot, it's like, okay, this is better. And yeah, but I mean, by the end, it's kind of redeemed itself somewhat, but not entirely.
Mm-hmm.
It suffers a lot like The Boys did from having a protagonist who's just kind of like bad at everything. And you can't really root for him. And you're just kind of like, man, you need to just stop fucking up before I can start rooting for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's just, I think they don't know what they wanted to go for. Because, you know, there's obviously the very exploitation, grindhousey thing of, all right, we got these Jews and they're going to hunt down some Nazis and kill them. And it's like, yeah, let's do this. And then it's kind of like, all right, here's the, you know, the 2009 era. Let's give some title smashes when we introduce characters in, you know, mid scene. And it doesn't work nowadays. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that looks like Borderlands. That's kind of lame. And and they love to cut away to stuff like TV shows, that fake TV shows they've made that are obviously, you know, like a very direct to the, you know, to the audience commentary on stuff that's happening in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't work. And it just makes it feel very glib. And then, you know, you've got that shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, here's a realistic scene from the Holocaust in Auschwitz. It's like, no, you can't swing that far. You know, it doesn't work. But yeah, they kind of calm down by the end, and they actually, you know, get kind of where they're going and settle into a tone and a plot that's going to work. But it takes them a while to get there because, man, those first few episodes, it's like, you know, you've got your main character fucking everything up for everybody, A, and then B, being like, do I really want to kill Nazis? And it's like, dude, your grandmother was in Auschwitz. You should know the answer to that one, buddy. But yeah, it redeems itself by the end and actually leaves you at a place where, like, okay, season 2, I could be interested in watching this. But it's kind of like, it's weird having Al Pacino in something that's like this terrible. And I know it's not like, you know, it's kind of like, what did we say, like Angelica Houston? It's like, oh, you got Angelica Houston, but it's like, nah, she was in Captain EO. You forget. And it's like Al Pacino. You're kind of like, yeah, Al, you've been in some shit.
Yeah, especially the last 10 years.
Yeah, but it's still
Like The
kind of
Irishman.
like, dude.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But you know, you're watching, you're like, that guy's Serpico. You know, shit.
That's Chappie.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, he was in Godfather 2, dude. Mm-hmm. Really? Like, you know, but
He was in the first one too.
Yeah, also.
I know. But anyway,
He was in all 3 actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it's like I want to recommend it, but it's just not. It's not the fun thing you want it to be until like a very small bursts. But it does have a really good villain. Like one of the bad guy henchman characters is kind of. I'd almost say he's like kind of like a Tarantino ripoff bad guy character, but he really works in this universe. Like whenever he shows up, I'm like, yes, more of this guy, even though he's a complete utter piece of shit, you know. But it's still like, yeah, this guy's kind of great. So it's got that going for it.
How many episodes is it?
I don't know if I can recommend it entirely.
10 episodes.
10.
Yeah, 10.
So more good than bad. The first 4 are bad, and then it gets better.
Yeah, there's like flashes of, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing here in the first couple, but yeah, there's also a lot of, ooh, God, this sucks. But yeah, like the second half of that season is significantly better than the first half.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the preview, I was like, oh, I feel like this is going to be the way the guys at Knocked Up were describing Munich. Like when Munich's not really that.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
I mean, Munich's a few minutes of that, but then it's like it's mostly plotting.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean,
know
no,
it's
this
a
is
possibly
definitely
obscure
like,
reference, but
yeah, like this team exists to hunt down and torture and murder Nazis that are living in the U.S. So yeah, it doesn't fudge on any of that, but yeah, it tonally it's all over the place. So it's a tough recommendation because of that, and it just didn't satisfy me the way I was hoping it would. Hello?
no, it's fine. We were just watching Chuck try to Miyagi a fly out of the wall here.
Okay.
So he's just like slowly grabbing it.
I was trying to be quiet.
Okay.
This Skype thing, it's a
I
whole
know.
new world
I
for
know.
me.
Well, we'll get you on video next time. So
Yeah, that'll help a little bit.
Yeah, just be glad you're not here this week. Jesus Christ.
I don't know
Yeah,
what the
like
fuck has
it-
happened here.
You know, all
have
those.
you not bathed in a few days? Why are there flies all over your house?
I don't
It's
know.
not flies. It's those little It's those little tiny moths that are about the size of a sprinkle.
Yeah.
Sprinkle balls.
Yeah.
They're cute, but god damn it, get away from my face.
It'd be fine if they were just flying over there.
Yeah, just go do your business. Get
Yeah.
away
We
from
must
my
They're
have
just
nose.
trying to
we
fly
must
my
have just
nose,
let it patch them in when we came in the door.
Yeah,
once or
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
You
bringing a
must have
flamethrower
invited
next
them
week.
in. You can't ever invite them in.
Yeah, you can't invite moths in.
something. Yeah. Well, I'll get some garlic and chase the balls out.
Yeah.
Cool. What else you got?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's we already talked about McMillions, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're good. Watch the live stream if you want to see it.
Ha 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 ha. Teaser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you can catch that live stream at youtube.com/bmfcast. If you want to find the links to all of our other socials, you can go to bmfcast.com. If you want to get in contact with us directly, email us bmf@bmfcast.com or 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That's the Garfield phone, the BMFcast hotline. Leave a message with L. Garfield, and he will relay it to L. us.
That's Spanish for the Garfield.
And the us. And finalmente, if you would like to support what we do in a monetary fashion, you can go to patreon.com/bmfcast, and for the low entry sum of $1, get some kick-ass bonus content to help support all the shit that we have to buy, and our hosting fees, and all of our lavish vacations, and our Rolls Royces, and all that good stuff and all the Blu-rays and DVDs that we purchase.
We have to pay delivery boys to bring us delivery boys.
Right.
Exactly.
We did.
And check us out also on eBay, because there are once we are done with a lot of these, if we decide that they're not ones that we need to keep in our lives forever, we throw those up on the eBays, and you can purchase them, and all of those proceeds will go to currently the American Red Cross during the coronavirus pandemic. We have changed. Normally we donate to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, but we've swapped it over to the American Red Cross for the time being.
We know where they are. They're safe and sheltering in place. So
Yeah.
we've solved that for now.
Right.
And we're going to try to help.
We
other
just want to make
problems.
sure they stay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that's just, I don't even know how you get there, but if you go to the website, I bet you there's a link there, because Chuck's pretty
There's
good
a
about
button on bmfcast.com
Hell
that'll
yeah.
take you to our eBay
that.
page,
Good job, Chuck. Air high five,
unless the buttons have disappeared again.
which happens. But you can just email us if that has happened. But
Yeah.
yeah. And that's all the things that I normally am supposed to say at this point. So, Harlow, I believe it's now time for you to say something.
I believe I usually say, let's get out of here, shall we?
All right.
And I am Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is Bamfcast Out. Bye, motherfuckers. Stay dry, motherfuckers.
Man, we didn't mention Stuart Gordon at all.
Oh shit! I figured you would have said something in the beginning.
Well, he kind of tried to.
I tried to.
He tried to derail my intro thing by bringing it up then, and then we just kind of forgot to rebring it up.
Yeah.
So we're like a podcast. Say, yeah, we'll get back to that, and
Uh-huh.
then never ever get back to it.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get back to it sometime.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
We should do a Stuart Gordon movie next week.
there's really not any.
Oh,
We've kind of done all the ones that are in our wheelhouse.
We didn't do From Beyond, did we?
yeah. I was gonna say.
From Beyond is
It's as good or bad as Reanimator is.
no, I know, but it's also got some.
I know it gets fucking weird.
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
it's got some keywordy stuff too, I guess.
Yeah, I would recommend everyone
Okay.
watch that. I
Okay.
wouldn't recommend we all sit in a room and watch that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah.
can you give a clap real quick so I have a stop point on my recording here? Thank you.
No problem.
So Chuck can line both of them up
Sure.
if he has to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, you want to talk some off the air stuff
Oh,
real quick?
Okay.
All right.
Sorry,
good night.
live stream.
Good night, everyone.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Chonky.
And that's the magic word of the day.
Ah.